Okay, I think we're live again. This is South China Morning Post. Nick Atkin here, John Hyunko there. We're back for SCMP One Championship Live, episode 3. Huge show today, isn't it, John? We got
Massive.
champions upon champions, as you put on Twitter. Ben
Yes.
Askren, Funky One, former One Championship welterweight champ. Aung La N Sang, current light heavyweight champ. We got Sage Northcutt. We got Adriano Moraes, the flyweight champ. Kevin Belingon, Geje Eustaquio. Am I remembering everyone? I can't even remember them all. Too many guests. So many. We'll be live at 10 a.m. First up is Aung La N Sang, the Burmese Python. But more importantly, John, how are you doing? Sorry, I forgot to ask.
Good, man. Life moves on, and yeah, today is just there's too many. It's just almost everybody's a champion. You know what I mean, that we have on the show. It's gonna be interesting to get Aung La's thoughts on his last fight, the fight that he lost the title in the first round to De Ridder. We had De Ridder on a couple weeks ago, right after he won the title, and it's gonna be interesting to see what Ung has been up to. I know that he recently was in Las Vegas cornering one of his teammates, Brendan Allen, so we could even talk about that and him just getting right back on the horse and training automatically, because it seemed like he didn't suffer any injuries in that last fight. So we'll see what happens.
Indeed. He was cornering Brendan Allen. We'll get all of Aung La's thoughts. And we got Ben Askren and Sage Northcutt, who have been in Singapore filming The Apprentice. So we'll get their thoughts on that. But there's plenty more we can ask them as well. We try and keep it about the fights here on SCMP MMA. Please like and subscribe. As always, we haven't got Chris with us today to cheerlead the like and subscribe effort, so I'll be doing it periodically. John, you were at Zeus, right? Zeus FC the other day in Korea, watching a little show. How did that go?
Yeah, it was good. Just some regional MMA, some local fighters going at it. The main event was over in 25 seconds, overhand right knockout finish. It was a little controversial. The referee stepped in twice to look like he was stopping the fight, but didn't stop the fight. And then on the third try, he stopped the fight. But that's when kind of like the guy that was getting pounded on recovered. You know what I mean? Like he was knocked out, but then he got a couple more punches in and it woke him up. And then when he woke up, he was like, "What's going on?" You know what I mean? He was protesting it. And from what I heard, that he wants a rematch. He didn't like that. But something else that I heard is that the referee was getting a pretty good ear beating from a lot of people after the show. So hopefully he fixes that. And the co-main event was I think like the kid, his name is Yusu Young. He's like 7-1 now, or 8-1. He has like all finishes. He just won the bantamweight title last weekend. Another first round submission. This guy is legit, man. Won championship, the UFC Contender Series. Someone needs to come and pick him up, man, because he's a danger, man. Once he starts learning that striking a little bit better, it should be serious.
And our man Will the Kill Chope, how did he get on?
Man, he was dominated by a jiu-jitsu guy, and it was a trip, man, to see Will come out of 2 weeks of quarantine, weigh in the next day, and then fight the day after, and it looked like it had a huge effect on him and his performance. It's a tall task to have someone sit in a hotel room for 2 weeks and train, and then fight right afterwards. So you can't really blame Will, but Will, he's a fighter, man. He's the definition of a prize fighter. Like, he'll fight anybody. You just put up the contract and put up that money, and he'll be there. So from what I know is Will is flying. He flew down to Jeju Island, and I believe he has a job down there, and he's going to train, and most likely he's going to fight again in Korea, but this time with the training camp. So we'll see what happens with him.
Well, these are the fights. Sorry, not the fights, the interviews below. The times, 10 a.m. Aung La N Sang is first up. Thanks, Chris, for putting this on screen, so I didn't have to. And then we got Adriano Moraes, the flyweight champ, who's going to be fighting Demetrius Johnson sometime soon, hopefully. Sounds like maybe January they might get things going, or February. Early 2021 is the estimation, but that fight's been over a year in the making. So we'll be asking Adriano all about DJ Mighty Mouse, the GOAT. Then we've got Geje Eustaquio, who was victorious last Friday at Inside the Matrix 3. Big win for Geje. Team Lakai's only winner. They went 1-2 on Friday. We also got Kevin Belingon, his teammate, who lost in that awesome main event to John Lineker. We'll be catching up with him. See where he fits into that picture now in the bantamweight division. Then the funky one, Ben Askren, 12:30. He's obviously been in Singapore filming The Apprentice with Chatri, but he's going to be asking. Sorry, we're going to be asking him about plenty more than The Apprentice, and Sage Northcutt as well. Everyone, get your questions in, get your comments in for all these fighters. Please feel free at any time to ask a question. We'll try and get those over to those guys. John, I'm just going to open the blinds because it's a bit dark in my room here. So bear with me one moment.
Yeah.
Maybe you can talk. I'll put you on screen.
Make the adjustments and yeah, get comfortable because it's going to be a long ride today. Today's a long look at the timeline. It's 10 a.m., 10:45, 11:30, 12:30 or 12, 12:30, 1 p.m. So coming up, after Aung and after Adriano Moraes, we have a little decent gap. So maybe we might preview the interview that I did with Martin Nguyen. It's not out yet, but during the show we might play it for you, a little some of it,
a snippet.
I think that a little sneak peek, a little snippet, like at the movie theaters. Remember back in the day when we used to go to movie theaters, they would have those little previews. So we might do a little preview for you guys at that time, and look for that to drop the full thing in the next couple of days. Martin coming off the knockout loss, and he had a lot of interesting things to say about the fight and what his future, what he thinks about his future and when he wants to come back. A lot of stuff right there. And you just recently had an interview with Tan Lee, and he's open for the rematch, right?
That's man. Yeah, he's up for the rematch. He's up for whoever they want to give him, whether it's Matsushima or Tonin, the winner of that fight, if that gets made. Or if he wants to go up and fight Christian, challenge the lightweight champ. He says that's still on the table. Mm-hmm. I got a feeling it's going to be that Martin rematch, though, don't you?
Yeah, but you never know with the pandemic, with the pandemic and how everything is working out with travel restrictions and quarantines, and it's difficult to say who is going to fight who next, because look at Adriano and Demetrius Johnson. That fight has been in the works for, like you said, like a year, and we still have no idea when that's going to happen. And I'm pretty sure Adriano is somewhat frustrated because of the pandemic, because he wants to fight and he wants to make money, man. Like at the end of the day, you want to make money. You're a fighter and that's your job. That's your livelihood. And this pandemic is kind of, put a damper on the whole year for Adriano, because he's waiting for the biggest opportunity of his life. Even though he's a champion, he's waiting for the biggest opportunity. The reason why is because he's going to fight the greatest of all time, or one of the greatest of all time. And he gets a chance to become maybe possibly a greatest of all time by beating Demetrius Johnson. Imagine if he goes in there and finishes Demetrius Johnson. Like, where does that put him? Where does that put him stacked up against all the UFC champions, like the bantamweights and the flyweights over there? I think that puts him pretty high on the list. I feel like Adriano doesn't get enough respect by publications and outlets, but man, he's been fighting at a high level for a long time, and overall skill wise, he's like top 10 in the world, I believe. And we'll see what he has to say about what's going on. Maybe he wants to fight somebody else. Maybe he says, if Demetrius Johnson's not ready, we'll get his thoughts on that, and says, would you give Reese McLaren a title shot? Would you give who just recently fought, the Japanese fighter,
Yuya Wakamatsu?
Yeah, that dude's a beast. I think he could get a title shot right now if you really, because he gave Demetrius Johnson a run for his money, right? And And man, his last performance, that one punch knockout, that dude has like, I think he has the most power at that weight division. Do you see anybody else having more power at flyweight?
No, I agree with you there. He knocked out Geje Eustaquio, first guy to do that as well.
Yeah,
No
man,
mean
that
feat,
dude's
is it? Yeah,
he's not a
Geje
dark
looking sharp
horse.
since then, but I definitely think he's next after DJ, whoever wins that.
Yeah, and when we talk to Geje, we're gonna have to ask him about Yuya. Like, do you want that fight again? Do you want the rematch? And I'm pretty sure he does, man. He's a straight up martial artist. Like, if he lost to him, he wants to fight him again. And I think that possibly could be his next option, you know, like to get back into the title race is to fight him again, especially with like logistics wise. He's Yuya's in Japan, Jay Hayes in the Philippines. You know, I'm pretty sure you could probably fly them over to Singapore, no problem, because they've done it already, and have them fight for like the number one contender, or you know, have Reese fight one of those guys. So we got to talk to Adriano about it, Jay Hay about it, you know, to see like what they see would be the best options for them, man. But I think Adriano probably just wants to fight. I don't know. We're gonna have to find out if he does really want to wait for Demetrius Johnson, because it doesn't look like Demetrius Johnson is fighting anytime soon. Do you get a vibe like that? I get that vibe, right? In the last couple of interviews that he's done, that he doesn't seem like he wants to fly anywhere, and he's very wary of this pandemic.
What was this fake news about DJ saying he may never fight again? I didn't get the full gist of it, but it seemed like the headline was taken out of context there.
Well,
What was the
that's
interview?
MMA, right?
Yeah, I think that he was saying something about he doesn't know when he's going to fight again because of the pandemic, and they made it look like he said he may never fight again, which of course is silly. He's contracted to one championship and he's about to get a title shot, which he worked all year for last year. Why would you just give that up when you've already earned it? And that's his dream, I think, to be the champion in one. So don't listen to the haters, the fake news. DJ will be back. I'm sure it'll be first quarter this year. I hope so. I love to see him and Eddie on those cards together. Really drives that interest, doesn't it, from the US market for one. They need a little bit of that, because it's all good having your stars in Asia, but they want to break into the US. They want to plant that flag, don't they? They want to become a real competitor as big as they can to Bellator, to UFC, whoever you want to say. They want to show they are on the US map. Eddie and DJ are your guys, aren't they? They still are. They always will be.
Yeah, I feel like that's a possibility in 2021. They can have a show in the US. Look what Bellator is doing right now. They created that bubble in Connecticut at the Mohegan Sun Arena and Hotel Casino or whatever it is on the Indian reservation. I could see them doing that in Florida, you know, like have it in Florida. You can fly over, what is it? You could have them, you know, like Christian Lee, he can fly over from Hawaii, no problem. There's no like major quarantine that they have to go through. I think maybe they get tested 48 hours and then they're out of the quarantine. Pretty simple. They just need to find a spot, right? A spot in the US. And then they could fly people from Canada, you know, Bibiano's in Canada, fly him out. Yeah, I think there's many options that they're working on. We don't know for sure yet, but in Asia, it just seems like they're created Singapore, and Singapore is going to be the spot for the next however long.
Kentaro, nice to see you here. Greetings from Amsterdam. 3 a.m. here, overnight shift, listening to you guys.
All right.
Wow, that's a lot of pressure. Hopefully we can entertain you. Thanks for tuning in, though. We have people watching from all over the world sometimes, especially on those fight companions. Let us know where you're watching from, everyone. I imagine, John, there's going to be a lot of people from Myanmar, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Tristan says you guys should get DJ on the show. I wish. I'd love to. Maybe John can get him. Well, talk of the devil. Looks like we got the man.
No, he's the angel, man. Come on.
The angel. Hey, the big man. What's up, Aung La? How are you doing?
Buddy.
Oh, there you go. What's going on, guy?
Hi, everybody. Tell them what happened today. Tell them what happened.
What'd you do today?
Tell them.
Oh, okay.
First one,
He's-
right?
All right.
What
How much
happened?
money you
Hey, the tooth fairy's gonna come visit you.
made? Yep. How much money did you make?
Oh, he made the money already. $5, $10.
Yeah,
Tell them how much. How much is it?
$10.
Man, you're a rich man.
Yeah. It was either take him to the dentist and get it pulled out, or pull it ourselves, and we pulled it ourselves. So
Look,
Did you use the string on the
we used to-
door handle?
We tried.
look.
Oh, okay. What you been eating?
Oh no.
Beets.
No,
Beets?
What is it?
no. I'm drinking. Drinking
Drinking beets?
Gatorade.
Gatorade.
Gatorade. You're the first person I ever seen with the Gatorade mustache.
Adi, tell them what you did today. What did you train today? Tell them what you trained today. You went to the gym and you did what?
What'd you do?
What'd you
Adi?
do?
To the gym.
He
Did
can't
you
remember.
practice some knockout power?
What you train? To the gym. Tell them. Jiu-jitsu.
Oh.
A
Oh,
lot of people, 2 people hit me in both eyes.
What? You got
What?
finger? You got eye poked?
You got poke in the eye? Yeah. You got to take them
Wow.
down.
damn.
Okay?
It's been
I
a
think
crazy day.
one down twice.
Yeah. Adi, ask them a math question.
What 5 plus 5?
10.
Ask me.
Ask me.
What's 7 plus 3?
10.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
come on. That's pretty good. What's
He's practicing his math. Go ahead.
That's good. That's good, buddy. You're doing
Okay.
good, man. Yeah, well, hopefully you get more money in your next tooth.
All right. Say bye.
Bye.
And then go upstairs.
I'm drinking.
See you, buddy.
Nice. That's that Ong Day, yeah? Ong Day.
Yep.
Nice. How's your daughter doing as well?
Good. Everybody's well. Healthy.
Yeah, well, thanks Ong La for joining us. Yeah, we appreciate it. We want to catch up with you. Big event a few weeks ago. Didn't go your way. You've had a couple of weeks now to reflect on things. How you feeling? I know you've been busy. You were cornering Brendan Allen the weekend, but yeah, how is everything with you?
Rough, man. Every rough competitive year, for me and my friends. But it is what it is, I felt like I did everything right, but fight night, I didn't perform, I came to fight. He came to do a jiu-jitsu match, so it is what it is. Should have prepared better,
Yeah, do you feel you could have done something different in the preparation? Maybe
Yeah.
you were focusing too much on knocking him out when he had one thing in mind, didn't he? Just to jump on your back.
Yep. He was solid, on the back. Felt like a backpack when I got up and tried to shake him off. He felt like a backpack. The fact that he was really long, body triangle with a long leg, didn't help me either. But I should have been, I should have prepared better. But it is what it is, I'm not. I mean, I was definitely really sad, I was really sad, really hurt. But one thing that I learned this year, those losses don't define who I am. If I'm able to come back from my adversity, it will inspire people that even when they're in a dark place, that you can do better. So it is what it is.
Yeah, there was a bit of talk before the fight. He said, I'm going to go and choke this guy out in 10 seconds.
He
Do
did
you-
it. Good for him.
Yeah. It took a bit longer, didn't it? Did some of that annoy you, the fight? Maybe it get in your head a little bit, you think, or did that not matter?
Yeah, I don't think it was so much that. I think it was more that the week was it was a week that everything went wrong and nothing went right. And then seeing one of my really good friends, the guy that that's been with me this whole time, lose in front of me, it just really like messed up my mindset. But But he did what he came out to do. You know, that was his only way of winning, and he did a great job. You know, so back to the drawing board, back to getting ready for whoever. Um, yeah. So
Martin, he
Yeah.
told me that he doesn't want to fight on the same card as you again.
never, never. We thought it'd be such a great idea. You know, what's better than getting one win, getting two wins in one night? You know.
Exactly.
But no, man, too emotional with each other. You know, we can't keep each other calm. And also, just coaches running around. It's just not ideal. You know, the connection between Martin and I are too tight. You know, we care too much about each other's outcome that the second person that goes in is like already down with it. So. And if I was there, there were certain things that in the locker room and stuff that I could have done to help him feel more comfortable. You know?
Yeah, that's a special kind of relationship. You know, not many fighters, I believe, they don't have that with other fighters. You know, they might have it with a coach or two,
Yeah.
but with other fighters, it's very rare.
Yeah, I mean it's for his family to allow him to come stay and live with us. You know, it says something. You know. And we're very, we're very similar minded, and we've been very close in the last few years together. And seeing his family and seeing him succeed, it there's some closure between us. You know, seeing me compete, seeing me succeed, seeing me go down, like it tightens the bond. You know, not many people can go through that kind of journey together. You know, with a friend.
Yeah, it's I heard that you were just right back into training, man. You didn't even take a break or anything.
Why? I didn't get hurt.
Okay.
I didn't get touched at all. Like he didn't want to. I didn't get hurt at all. There's no reason why I shouldn't be back. I'm like it's weird to say, but like I felt the best in the last 5 years as far as injury goes, because I've been able to make my training regimen more professional, and I've been able to get better recovery. So for me, like, there's no reason for me to take off. This is a full-time sport, and I have to separate myself, from part-timers and like the semi-pro people into a bigger pro. Results doesn't matter, as long as I'm doing the right things. So.
Wasn't this year somewhat exhausting, with everything that went on, with the pandemic and COVID and just wasn't it exhausting and taking a little bit of time off would have been good?
Indeed, I'm talking to you. Okay. So, like, no, I think it's this. I wouldn't use exhausting as a word. I mean, I'm so blessed. Like as a professional fighter, I'm so blessed to be able to train and do what I love every day. Granted that I didn't get to compete as much as I wanted and get the results that I wanted. I've been able to do I've been able to do my job every single day in the last past this 2020. There was only maybe 2 weeks, 2 weeks when I couldn't train, but we were able to train outside, and then there's 2 weeks when I got COVID that I didn't get to train. So there were 4 weeks of this year that I didn't get to train, so I can't be mad, I can't be mad about the year except competitively.
A lot of your fans were saying, they were commenting on our videos, saying that they thought the COVID maybe affected your performance. And do you feel it did?
No, it's so weird. I felt like I had the best camp. I felt physically I was in the best shape. Maybe not like maybe not in the grappling exchanges, but if it was more of a striking, more of an MMA sort of fight, like I felt in good shape. As far as my body goes, everything felt everything felt strong and everything felt like on point. Did the COVID really cause me to perform, poorly? I don't think so. I had COVID for 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks, my lungs weren't as strong, but it's been almost a few months already. 3 or 4 months already. So I don't think it had that much impact, on me. Um, just poor preparation on my part.
Well,
Just poor preparation, competing against a guy like Renier.
would you said you want to stay active now and you want to fight again this year. Have you thought about maybe who you're going to fight? Would you like to do that Vitaly Big Dash trilogy or what?
It does not matter who I fight next. I'm telling you, I'll fight anybody, and I'll fight. I'm free. I can do at the end of next month. I can do it January, February, March, April, May. I don't really care who I compete against. I think if I prepare well, I'm stylistically a bad match for anybody. But with that said, there are some certain styles that give me a problem and give me trouble. But I want to be, at the end of my career, I want to be the fighter that gives anybody problems. A guy with strong wrestling, I give them problem. A guy with strong jiu-jitsu, I give them problem. A guy with great striking, I give them problem. I want to be that kind of person, that kind of fighter. So that's my end goal. That being said, this loss doesn't mean anything to me. Losing a belt doesn't mean anything to me.
What does your training regimen look like right now? Like your weekly schedule?
Every morning we do either MMA or we do wrestling training, and then at night we do striking or strength and conditioning. Striking, strength and conditioning, and then sparring on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. And then Saturday morning we either do sparring if we are far from a fight, or we do circuit training. So we do 6 days a week. Right now I'm supplementing more of jiu-jitsu training. On Saturdays, I do jiu-jitsu. On Monday nights, I do jiu-jitsu as well. And then Wednesday, I'll add in another one.
Are you working with Wagner Rocha and Gilbert Burns?
Yeah, right now Gilbert is in Brazil, but Wagner Rocha is the main, head coach for jiu-jitsu.
Man, he's a monster.
So, I mean, I just felt like I didn't prepare well for it. Instead of 30-second goes or minute goes, in bad position, I should have gone like 5 minutes. I should have done a lot more 5-minute rolls or 6-minute rolls. But you live and learn, but I'm going to tell you this: I'm going to get my belt back. Whatever it takes.
That ties in on to a question we got here from Chris. He's asking you, what would you prefer to rematch Derrida, or maybe defend your light heavyweight belt next? What have you got a favorite option?
The rider is my plan first. Get my belt back and then defend the light heavyweight belt.
You said to me before the fight, if you lost, that you think you didn't deserve an immediate rematch. Do you still feel like you should get a win first?
No, it's fine. If that's what they want, I'll fight anybody. I'll fight 7 more fights, 8 more fights, whatever it takes. Like I'm not one of those guys that feel entitled. If they say defend the light heavyweight belt, I will defend it. If they say fight 3 more fights before you get a title shot, that's fine. If they give me a title shot, I'll take it. Whatever. I don't feel entitled at all. Whatever they think is best, it is one championship that makes the fights. It's up to them, but whatever it takes, I'm down for it.
Let's go back to fight week of Inside the Matrix, because it was the first fight week that you experienced, right? And you referred to earlier that it was not a good one. And overall, what were your thoughts on like being in Singapore and being isolated? That was something different, right? Because you were actually going to fight instead of being in a corner.
For sure. Yeah, we didn't get to hang out at all. We were stuck in our own, rooms. And then we had some problems, with the COVID testing. One of our teammates, had a false positive, which is very common. But like certain things, they were not just like ideal situation for us. And as for me, like I was super jet lagged, but um, I mean, it is what it is.
We got another question on from, I think you know this guy, Leon Jennings, Asian Persuasion MMA. He's saying Derrida told him that he wants you to fight Leandro next, and then he would fight the winner. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, I would love that. I've always wanted to fight Leandro. Make it happen.
Cheese.
You gotta go, okay? Because I'm doing important. Come on.
Would you? I'm pretty sure you would be open for them to do a show stateside, and Florida
Yeah.
would be one of the a good spot to do a show for one championship. Have you talked to one about that? Maybe in 2021, actually doing a show over there, because there's so many guys and girls that fight in North America, and it would be great, for the company.
But yeah, for sure. I've told them already, but it's
Mhm.
not up to me. It's up
Mhm.
to what the company is able to do. Um, with their staff, it's going to be a lot harder to go to the States, which has a high number of cases.
Mhm.
To be able to go there and then come back to Singapore, it's going to be a big hassle for them, But if they can pull it off, that'd be awesome, because we do have a lot of stateside guys. If they could even partner with some of the shows here, that'd be great too. You know how they partner with Pancrase
Yeah.
and what is it, Pancrase and the other one,
Shudo.
Shudo, yeah, in Japan. If they could
Mhm.
partner with maybe like NFC or or one of the smaller shows like CFC, they could do it. You know what's funny is CFFC uses a circular cage too.
Okay.
Well, Ong, I wanted to ask you as well, what was Martin's reaction? Because John's spoken to him a little bit, and we're hopefully going to play a snippet of that interview later in this show today. But how is he taking it, and what's he planning on doing next? Do you know when he wants to come back, and does he want to have a rematch as well?
Yeah, he has a very positive outlook. He knew he made a mistake in the pocket, keeping his guard too low. I mean, it's devastating, when you lose like that. But he has a great positive outlook. He's gonna come back. He's gonna be hungrier, and he's gonna work his way back up. He wants a few more fights and then a rematch for the title.
They've got a comment here. They're saying they really like your walkout, Ong. I really like your walkout too. One of the best in MMA. And they're saying they believe you'll get your belt back again. Yeah, how much does all the support from your fans, how much has that helped you? The disappointment must have been so big, but to have everyone, I'm sure, send such messages of support, I guess that would have helped you.
Yeah, it hurts me to let a lot of my my fans down. Um, it's painful, not to be able to live up to their expectations. I saw a lot of fans on video crying. It's it's painful for me, but maybe it will teach them to be to have self perseverance, to push yourself through, and to break through the hard times. Um, Renier is like it's an easy problem for me to solve. He's like stylistically, I can solve that problem, and I just didn't do the right thing, so we'll get it back.
He has a lot of respect for you, though, even after before the fight, it is what it is, but after the fight, he said that you are one of the greatest of all time in one championship. When you hear that from a guy that you competed against, how does that feel for you?
It's nice, like respect is what we need in our sport. There's too much hatred in the world. We are able to do what we love, and I think a lot of the athletes need to show more respect. When there's a lot of disrespect, I think it continues and it spreads to the fans as well. The fans become very disrespectful and stuff. I think it's important that we athletes show have a respectful outlook towards each other.
Do you get disrespected online? Do you ever get messages from people?
For sure. They tell you how bad you suck. and they would beat me up. They would knock me out.
Oh,
Okay.
you got people saying that to you? That's crazy.
But it's okay. It comes with, it really comes with what we do. We are out in public. We're out, we fight in front of, televisions and stuff. So, of course, people are going to watch TV and be like, oh, I can do better than that, I could have defended that. But it's different when you're in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of those armchair coaches, right?
Yeah.
Armchair coaches.
It's so much easier when you say it than when you're stuck in that position. It's like,
Yeah. It's flight, or what is it? Fight or flight,
Fight or
right?
flight,
That-
yeah.
yeah.
Got some more fans just giving you their well wishes on. They're asking, Augustine's asking when your next match. You said you'd like to do it this year, right?
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to be able to come through with that. I mean, they have 2 more cards left, I think, in December, and those 2 cards are full already because of how long this year has been, without any fight cards. So most likely early January or February. But I'll be training, consistently from now on. I'll be training. I won't be traveling as much. I do have to travel one more time, for one of my teammates, Linton Vassell. So who has a Bellator coming up.
But that's not too far though. That's Connecticut.
Yeah, that's Connecticut, and I can always train with him. So,
Mm-hmm.
but man, those fight weeks, they take a lot out of you. Not going to but just yours, but going to your friends, fight week, it takes a lot out of you. That traveling, the flight, the hotel rooms,
Yeah, you've been to all of them. I don't think there's many fighters that have been to the fight weeks and won championship, Bellator, and the UFC.
Yeah. I guess not, huh? But they're all the
How was
same.
the experience on for Vegas last week? Yeah, just talk us through. I know Brendan didn't get the victory in the end, but just what was the whole vibe like there with how everything they do? How does it compare to one setup in Singapore?
One setup is in a stadium, so it's a lot, bigger. The other one is in the Apex Center, so it's a little bit smaller. You just walk up the hall and then it's there. It was kind of cool, there are certain things that UFC does that you can't compare with other promotions. As far as the gears that they give and stuff. And then there are things that one championship does that's really well, and then there are things that Bellator does that are really well as well. Are you ready for Christmas?
What do you want for Christmas?
What do you want for Christmas, V?
I mean,
What do you want for Christmas?
I don't know.
All right, you get nothing then. Upstairs, right? All right, go upstairs, Mom.
Is
Mom's not even upstairs.
Yeah, she's upstairs.
is he glad to have Dad back?
Yeah, super happy to be back. Just not
'Cause I
him,
guess-
but my daughter too. Yeah.
Because you've been around most of the year, it must be quite rare for them to just have you there all the time, and now you're going back away again. Is it kind of sad for them again to see Dad go back to work?
Yeah, but it's really our line of work. There's no way around it. If you want to be a good mixed martial artist, you have to have great teammates, and then you have to be you have to be responsible to your teammates as well. But also when you go to your teammates fight, it improves your fight IQ. You learn things through being the corner of your friend fighter. I need you to go upstairs. Okay? This is very important. Understand?
Poor Ongdi, going to bed.
He's just curious.
So going to my friend's fight, it helps me to become a better mixed martial arts, to understand how to deal with different fighters and how they approach the fights. So for me, it's a learning experience, and I'm gonna write it down in my notebook hopefully it helps me when I compete again.
With your, jiu-jitsu training that you've focused on a little bit more now, does it kind of allow you to get that beginner's mindset? You know what I mean? Like going to training every day a little bit more?
Yeah, for sure. For me, I just like, it's not that I'm a beginner, I have pretty decent jiu-jitsu. I'm just rusty because of our training, the way we train. Like Sanford is wrestling and kickboxing. The focus is not so much on jiu-jitsu per se. And then when we do the jiu-jitsu, it's more 30-second goes instead of like 5 minutes. So for me, I just need to get the rust off and just do rounds after rounds after rounds, and be comfortable in jiu-jitsu positions for 5 minutes instead of like just 30 seconds. I felt comfortable at first, but I start like as the round wore off, I start to like kind of panic. So in order for me not to panic, I have to put myself in bad positions and get used to it, for like 5-6 minutes like that.
Do you
Who
feel
had
if you? Oh, sorry, John. Go ahead.
No, who has the best jiu-jitsu in the gym over there at Sanford? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Well, the person that's built like him is going to be Tall Steve. He's built like Rainier, except he is like 4 inches taller and has like 25 pounds on him. And he can do the things that Rainier can do. It's just that if you train with Tall Steve all the time, you're going to, he's going to break you. But that's one thing that I'm looking forward to as well, getting into those positions, bad position with a bigger, stronger guy. So.
Yeah, I think when John and I interviewed Rainier after, we asked him, say if you had survived the end of that round, how does he feel the rest of the fight would have gone? He thought he would have just taken you down again. Do you think you could have turned the fight back in your favor had you got to that second round?
Yeah, for sure. I would have been more cautious of the takedown, and then I would have. I had my wrestling coach with me. When I started the initial shot, I got too happy, went for the headlock instead of just pushing his head down.
Yeah.
That's a simple transition mistake that I made. That would have avoided that body lock. And so like things like that we could have fixed in between rounds. So.
How do you see if you do get that rematch? How is it going to play out? What's your path to victory? Do you think? How are you going to keep him off you? Are you going to look for a knockout, or are you going to look for another way to beat this guy?
Knockout. I guarantee you, like if we meet again, I'm gonna knock him out within 2 rounds. So.
He says you didn't hit him, but I thought you did. That first punch, and then you said that's the one. He says it just grazed him. How did that go? Tell us your side.
I mean, it just grazed him, but it scared him.
It seems like he very quickly then jumped in, didn't he? He's like, all right, screw this. I'm going to take him down now.
Yeah. I mean.
So you think he's afraid of your power, right?
I mean, it's pretty obvious. Like when he leg kicked me, I didn't feel anything. But you never know. A fight is a fight. He went to his instincts, to things that he knows best. He didn't come up, like as soon as I grazed him, as soon as I leg kicked him, like he knew it was it would be bad if any of those landed, So, I mean, he went to what he was good at and kept alive. So good for him.
So the plan is be ready January, February, whenever they call you. You're like Batman. They put up the signal.
Yeah. No, anybody. Like I don't really care. I don't really care. But I do think that Brazilian would be good too.
Yeah.
Leandro
would be good too. Big Dash would be good. Anybody, it doesn't matter. Like I'm here, not to play. I'm here to get my belt back. So.
What about, any words before you return, early next year to your fans, that were watching? We had like hundreds of thousands of people on the stream watching your fight. It was pretty insane. I was so shocked, like the turnout.
Yeah, like Myanmar's got my back, man. The whole
Mm.
country's got my back. I'm so thankful for that. And like, I want them to know that performance was not my best performance. There's a lot more, in me,
Mm.
and I can't wait to get back in there and show them that, this is a minor setback, and I'm gonna come back. It's gonna be a major comeback. So just watch out, and thank you for always supporting me, always keeping me in their prayers, and just being great fans of mine. So thank you guys. I should be back early, first quarter of next year.
One last thing before we let you go, the face tattoo of your face. I wanted to just get your reaction on that, man. Like, I know that it's overwhelming sometimes for you. So
Yes.
what was your thoughts?
It's gonna look really bad when he gets old. Yeah, don't do it. Don't get to me. So,
All right. Well,
you guys.
man, we really appreciate your time on. You have a family, you have kids, you have training, and it's always good speaking with you and catching up.
Yeah, man, I love you guys' stream, man. It feels like the one championship streams with you guys. It feels like I'm just watching the fights with friends, So there's a
Well, we
lot-
have to get
there's
you
a
on,
lot of
man,
people-
sometime.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that talk, say stop talking, and
Yeah.
good job, keep talking.
Oh,
We
man, thank
appreciate
you.
the support, Ong.
You got to leave a comment if you're there. Just say hello.
I did.
Oh, did you?
You guys didn't even comment back on me.
When was that? Last Friday?
Yeah, I said I was looking forward to Lineker versus Belingon fight.
Oh, man, sorry. So many comments. They were just flying by. I'll have to set up
Yeah, you
a
guys are
special.
too
Too popular, yeah. We're never going to be as popular as you. You should have seen that when the one we had, the one when you were on. It was just, yeah, like John said, thousands of comments. I couldn't keep up with it. Just crazy. Yeah,
Sorry, man. It's like this sport is rough, man. I'm telling you.
Mm.
We had a rough week, man. Rough few weeks. All my friends lost.
Well, we hope to see you back soon and getting that. I'm sure you'll get back in the win column soon, man. Like it's good to see you. I love to see that you never shy away from the disappointment either. You did the interview straight after. You could tell you were sad and upset, but you come on our show as well, and we really appreciate that. And as John said, I know you're a family man, and Ong Day's got to go to bed, so we'll we'll let Dad do his thing.
Okay, thank you guys. Take
All
care.
right, man.
Hope to see you guys soon. And then hopefully one has a show that's open to the fans and the media, and then I get to see you guys.
Yeah, and
No
if
doubt,
you're
man.
watching on Friday, leave a comment again, and we'll put you up. All right, man. Thank you so much, Ong La.
Take care. Talk to you guys soon.
You too. Talk
Bye.
soon.
Bye. Yeah, man, he's one of the best guys out there, man. Like, it doesn't matter, man, win or lose. Like,
Just one of the best human beings out there,
Yeah.
let alone MMA fighters.
He's like, after he loses, he goes back and trains and corners
Yeah.
his teammates. Like, there's not many guys that are doing that in the sport. Because after a loss, it's pretty tough, man. And it's not like you just lose a game. You lose the fight. And then he lost the title too. It emotionally, man, I don't even know how I would be able to handle it. I would be crushed myself, because you've worked your whole life to obtain like that championship status, and then it's gone. But yeah, it just shows you mentally like how strong these fighters are compared to just a everyday normal person, and it separates them as athletes too, man. I think like, I don't know, man, it's just so like insane, like how they can just brush it off and move forward. Like some people just lock themselves in their room and never come out. Yeah, so
That would have been
always
my
good.
reaction. Yeah, I would have
Yeah,
not come out of the room
people,
for a month.
yeah, a lot of people's reactions would be just like that. Yeah, it was great catching up with him, and his son made a cameo, and
The Tooth Fairy visited.
yeah, the Tooth Fairy came through, and
He's a rich
and gave
man
him
now, Ong Di.
$10. So he's rich. Yeah, and
That's
and
$10 more than I got. Yeah.
yeah, and he's working on his math, so he knows what 10 is. 5 plus 5 is 10. 7 plus 3 is 10. So we'll see. maybe next time we talk to him, he'll come back on. We got to question more on on his mathematics.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he said, we found out like his mindset right now. He's working on his jiu-jitsu, focusing on that a lot more. And pretty much if he fights the Ritter next, he's gonna be ready. If he does not, he's gonna be ready for whoever's possible, whoever's there for him to fight. But we're not gonna see him at light heavyweight most likely. It seems like he's set on fighting at middleweight and fighting the number one contenders, whoever it is. It could be Vitaly Big Dash, it could be Leandro, or it could be a rematch immediately with De Ritter. So we'll see what happens. But it seems like De Ritter wants some time off, right? When we talked to him, he said that he doesn't really want to fight until like the middle of next year. It seemed like he said that. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think he was preparing for that fight for so long, and the mental aspect of it must have really taken a lot out of him. And you don't begrudge these guys a bit of time off. Even though that fight was over in one round, it was probably, one of the longest 4 minutes of his life. His whole life had led up to that moment. The amount of training he put himself through. I'm sure he'll be back maybe the summer next year.
Yeah,
Maybe just you let the division play itself out. But John, I think the most important thing Aung La said is that he was watching our show on Friday,
exactly.
and he's
Yeah.
commenting, and we missed
Well,
his comment. How did we miss
exactly.
this comment?
That's your fault.
I'm the comment moderator of sorts.
Yeah,
Maybe I
that's
had
your
gone to
fault,
get
man.
another drink from the fridge or something.
Aung La's
There's
gonna
no way.
give you a gut shot next time he sees you for missing
Yeah,
his comment.
I just never know if the impersonators are real, because we had one time we had a guy pretending to be Chatri, didn't we? We had a
Oh
guy
yeah,
pretending
yeah,
to be
you're right.
Israel Adesanya,
You're right.
and then I think we had the real Gilbert Burns during Aung La's fight in that
Oh
stream.
really? Okay.
Yeah, and he was telling us to shut up. He was one of the haters who says
The
stop
real Gilbert
talking.
Burns.
Yeah. I
It's
think
hard to
because you
tell
weren't,
who's real.
but you weren't on the chat at the moment at that
No,
point. So
if I
he'd
was
seen
there, I would
you,
have been going at the comments. Like I would have
but I
been
think
doing the little like what is it? You can like I think you could like put them on timeout or whatever.
yeah,
So I would have been putting them on timeout. No blocking. I'm not gonna block anybody, but if you're acting stupid, I'll put you in a little timeout like a little kid for saying some stupid comments. But if you're joking around, if you're making jokes, it's funny, and I'm gonna put it up. I like funny, but if you're just trying to be cruel and trying to attack people in the comments and stuff like that, there's no need for that. What is it? I love everything focused on blood and gore. They focus on people.
yeah.
Well, we try to have a balance. We like the blood and gore too.
I'm shamelessly highlighting the praise for us, John, in the comments
Yes.
here, saying
Well,
we show
what
the
can you do?
human side of the fighters. Yeah, that's what we try to do. I think John is very expert at that. He's been doing that for years. I'm just jumping on his gig. But yeah, John has been putting in the groundwork with these guys for, before any of them got famous. He's interviewing them and they're on their first fight, and some of these
Yeah.
relationships they bear fruit for you, don't they, down the line? When I think John Kavanagh was hinting at it, wasn't he, on Twitter? Remember who was there to interview you before you were famous.
Exactly, man. Like a lot of people don't realize that when you see a lot of these guys, a lot of these fighters, coaches, like I've known them for a while. Like it's not like I just like fell into like interviewing these guys. Like I've look, for example, Martin. I was talking to Martin before he even became a champion. I remember speaking with Martin about before even the Murat fight. The first one when he lost. When he stepped in on short notice and got submitted, and he came back from that. Came back from getting submitted by Murat real fast on short notice and going back and knocking out Murat. So we know that Martin, he can come back from adversity. There's no doubt about that. And we're gonna show you guys a little bit of snippet of that interview soon, probably after the Adriano interview.
Yeah, we got
After the-
Adriano Moraes coming up in a few minutes. Hopefully,
Yeah,
he's scheduled
so-
for 10:45.
Yeah.
Where is Chris, the seaweed mustache? Asks Aiden Luke. Chris isn't on today. He's in the comment section lurking, I think. I'm sure he'll give you a response, Aiden. Chris will be back with me, I think, for a little preview, perhaps tomorrow or Thursday, of Inside the Matrix 4. And he'll be on the Fight Companion on Friday, as John hopefully will be as well. I don't know if you'll be driving down to another show, John, on Friday.
No. On Friday? No,
Yeah.
Friday I don't know if I'll hop on.
Okay.
I have no idea. Like I kind of
We'll
like
see.
to let you guys handle all that, you know. Like you, Chris, and
Yeah.
Jasmine, I believe. Yeah, Jasmine. And you guys are good at doing that. You know, I don't want to have too many voices, too many people on that. It gets kind of a little crowded, you know. So I sometimes I'll hop in and watch it and check out what's going on, but you know,
Well, we'd love to have you if you want to join.
I appreciate that.
But
I
either
like doing
way,
these.
everyone.
I like doing these more. I like
Yeah, these
talking
are
to
fun.
fighters. You know,
These are fun.
I like talking about the matchups and I can't wait to talk to Adriano because I believe Adriano hasn't done an interview in a long time. You
I did
know,
one with him earlier this year.
yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Big fighter,
Yeah,
you do one
like June
interview.
or July or something.
Yeah, so
He followed me on Twitter though the other day because I liked a tweet of his saying he wants to buy a PlayStation 5, and I'm in the same boat. So then he followed me, and that's how you get on this show. You butter me up with follows. No, we want to talk to Adriano. He's the flyweight champ. I just want to see this fight, him and DJ. It's been in the works for so long.
massive opportunity. I want to see this fight too, and I believe like Adriano has a good chance of winning this fight. You know, Demetrius Johnson is a goat, but man, goats can only be goats for so long, right? The goat
What
status.
happened, John? They're asking, Sepulot's asking about your road trip. You disappeared on us.
Oh, it was just it
You
was
didn't
just
want to crash the car while
no. I could
being
do it
distracted
while
by the
driving.
awesome content we were serving up
No, I
to
could do
everyone.
it while I'm driving, but the echo, there was an echo, right, when I was doing it, and I didn't have any Bluetooth headphones, and so I just decided not to do it because the echo is kind of distracting if you have it.
Oh yeah.
When the car had the echo, and plus it was all dark. But I could drive and do it. It's no problem because I've done it before. I've done like live videos on Twitter while I'm driving. I've done it a few times, so it's no big deal.
Denise says, Nick, you missed my compliment. Where was that? And what did you say? You know, I'm a sucker for these compliments.
Yeah.
Tell us what you said, and we'll get it back on.
These compliments are like little chocolate kisses for
Yeah.
Nick.
It's validation of all the work we do, John.
Yeah. Well, look, you see that comment right there by HTET?
Christian versus Timothy.
Yeah, I
Going
don't
to
know
be
if
a
that's
fun one
happening.
next year.
I don't know if that's a lock. You know, I would like to see that, but I don't know if that's a lock. You know, I think they're still figuring stuff out.
I mean, Christian said, I'll fight the winner of Timothy and Peter Baust. Timothy won. Decision. We'll see, but we got the champ in the house. Time for a second interview today.
Oh, there you go.
Mr. Adriano Moraes, the champ is here. How are you doing, sir?
Hello, guys. I'm good, and you?
Good.
Yeah, we're good, Adriano. Thanks for joining us. Now, we spoke to you earlier in the year, and it was mostly about when you're going to fight Demetrius Johnson. The fight still hasn't happened yet. Have you got any updates for us? When are you going to fight Demetrius Johnson?
Yes, you just waiting for the world getting better. You know, this COVID times. You know, for us, it's worse to travel and sometimes to train and stuff like that and everything. I just wanna say I'm super excited to and missing the one circle. I can't wait to be back, but let's see. We just start to negotiate to earlier to 2021. we'll be back inside the one circle.
So one Chatri told me, Chatri, the CEO, chairman of One Championship, told me that he sent you the contract for early 2021. Yeah. Can you confirm? Have you heard if DJ what's going on his side? Is he willing to fight? How is the negotiation going on the fight?
Yes, yet for now nobody sent me any contract, you know. I just waiting for it and I start to negotiate, I talk with my manager about, and Shatri sent me message too and try to make it happen on February, but I don't know yet. So just waiting, you know.
You've been waiting for a long time, and Demetrius recently did an interview, and I did an interview with him like about 2 months ago, and he was saying that he's not. It doesn't seem like he's in that big of a hurry to fight soon, So would you take another fight? Would you take another title challenger, or are you focused on Demetrius Johnson?
Uh, what he say? He don't want to come back to fight. I didn't know about that, you know, because the fight.
He's not in a
I,
hurry because of the pandemic.
yes, me also. I just wait
Mm,
for him, and
mm.
he's the best partner to dance, you know. I wait for him, no problem at all, you know, because this time off is made it be good too, you know, like,
Mhm.
and I know we have a lot of tough guys in our division, the flyweight division. You won championships is the one of the most competitive division in MMA world, but everybody need to wait this fight because this is the fight of my life, you know,
Mhm.
and I wait for DJ, of course. When he's ready, I will be ready. I will be ready too.
How have you spent your time this year training? There's a lot of flyweights, bantamweights down there at American Top Team. A lot of guys fighting. Have you just been in camp with them and keeping yourself sharp?
Yes, brother. This year was really busy for me because I help a lot my teammates. Playing American Top 10, you can see I made a lot of fights like Adriano Moraes versus Marlon Moraes, Adriano Moraes
Mhm.
versus Pedro Munhoz, Adriano Moraes kills Horiguchi. So, and another one guys who coming fighting and do a good job and come to the top to get a very good contract with international organization. And I help them, and I help myself too, and I improve a lot my MMA game, and that's it, of course, and try to study more another thing, another stuff, you know, like improve my jiu-jitsu. I try to compete some jiu-jitsu here, and uh, and that's it. I'm happy and helping my teammates and try to be healthy as I can.
I saw you went with Andre Sukumtat, another teammate of yours, to Atlanta
Yeah,
recently,
yes.
and he had a big win, a good fight. Talk about that fight and cornering with Jucal, a legend of
Oh man,
Brazil.
man, was super amazing moment with those guys. You know, I was so thankful to Andres so allowed me to make part of his journey, and he invited me to go with him with his fight. So I say yes, I have time. You know, I don't have my fight schedule yet. My wife said yes for me, and I said okay, let's go, brother. Oh, was really good. I'm feel inside the cage, you know, like,
Mhm.
and I knew I knew Andre went to the fight against a tough opponent, a tough Brazilian opponent,
Mhm.
but I think I helped him a little bit with everything I have as a champion. So he did a really good. He won the fight and a good way, like split decision, but it was tough.
Mhm.
But he won, and I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, he paid a lot of respect to you and Jukal for being there for him, and I felt like he needed that win. It was like a big fight for him just for his career.
Yes, it was nice because he said to me, Adriano, I came from two losers, and I really needed to win, and you guys helped me a lot to win this fight, you know, and I'm so thankful for you guys to be here with me. Oh, come on, Andre, you are my teammate, man. When he changed the team and came to American Top Team, uh, and I'm in work in Asia, so and he's representing Laos, the country very close to Thailand. So, and I said, man, I'm here to help you wherever you want. If you need some jiu-jitsu skills, I can teach you something, man. We're gonna go for this fight. I'm gonna destroy. Let's go together, brother. And he did it, and I'm so proud of him, brother.
Yeah, you got that feeling too, right? The feeling of the fight,
Bro,
because
yes,
you're in the corner.
it's really good, because when you go there and feel that stuff like organization, weightings, and everything, it's like if me was inside the cage, like let's go, Andrea, move, bro, move, defend this takedown, let's stand up. Oh man, it was crazy. Like I almost had a heart attack, bro. But I prefer I prefer really, really. Obviously, okay, I'm outside, but I prefer to stay inside the cage fighting.
Mhm.
It's better for
Definitely.
me. And I stay with Master Jucão for me always an honor, to be with him. So it
Mhm.
was an amazing moment in Atlanta.
One of your teammates that has fought Mighty Mouse is Horiguchi, and you train with him. Has he
Yes,
told you anything? Have you worked with him on like coming up with a
yes,
game plan to beat Demetrius Johnson?
yes. He helped me a lot. He keep help me, and me and Kyoji Horiguchi together inside the American Top Team, we have a lot of collection of belts.
Mhm.
So he's one of my older teammates inside the American Top Team. So we help a lot each other. Yes, he helped me a lot for this my fight coming up, and Mikey Brown too. Mikey Brown used to fight against with him in the WAC.
Yeah.
So Mikey Brown knows a lot of things, and they help me a lot.
What do you think about the matchup, though? Break it down a little bit for us. It's coming up. Where do you feel like your strengths lie against Demetrius Johnson?
Bro, I feel really great, for this matchup. I think it's the one of the best matchup in the flyweight division in the world. So if you see the Demetrius Johnson fights, he always have some problem with tall guys like Dominic
Mhm.
Cruz, Tim Elliott, and Brad Pickett. So uh, I think my advantage for this fight is my height, my height.
Mhm.
So and I have a good speed too. I'm a grappler like him, but I think my jiu-jitsu is better than him. So if you go to jiu-jitsu, I think I'm gonna have some little bit advantages against him. So I'm black belt, a very good black belt. I have really good teammates here, and BJJ black belt really famous and the world champions who he is here in American Top Team today. So this fight is gonna be like uh, very good, very great moment for me, and of course I'll have all respect with him. But I believe in me. I believe in my work, and I can't see another side. I'm gonna win.
We got a fan question for you, Adriano. If you're happy to answer it. We are
Yes,
live. If anyone wants to ask questions, please leave it in the comments there. They're asking, who was your toughest fight in one so far?
brother. I have two really good. Uh, my first one because the my first one I guess is Sup Sadulayev. because it was my first time in Asia, my first international travel. So I really in that time I felt a little bit the traveling and that and stuff like that, jet lags and everything. So, but I did good against the Russian Yusuf Sadulayev, and I lost for split decision. He gave me a lot of work. So have a fight against Eugenio Toqueiro, the Philippine guy, bro. He almost KO me out, and I recovered and submit him. It was crazy this fight too. And of course, Kairat Kmetov, the Kazakh guy, who I fought twice. He was undefeated. He is a wrestler, having tough hands, brother. These three guys is no joke.
You faced some serious wrestlers, like you just mentioned, Kairat, and you defended it well against him, in those fights. Do you think that experience is going to help you against Demetrius Johnson the most?
Yes, of course, of course. My second fight against Kairat, uh, I was really good against him. I defended his takedowns, and I put him down. And use more my jiu-jitsu. So I think it is this gonna give me more confidence, to fight against DJ.
DJ never been finished, but I feel like you have that skill set that could bring him a lot of problems, like with the speed, and you said your height, and on the ground, especially with the jiu-jitsu. Do you feel like you possibly will be able to submit him, maybe, later in the rounds or something?
Yes, of course. I can still be meeting him. I can knock out him out.
Mhm.
Everything can happen this fight, bro. Everything. And he can submit me too. He can knock me out too. Like, it's two legends inside the one circle, bro. It's gonna be a fireworks.
We got another question from Chris. He's asking if you'd like to fight Sado Olev to clear the loss like you did against Kairat and Geje.
Yes, why no? Why not? Yusuf is my friend, and of course, if this fight can happen. Why not? I'm here to fight, and I miss it.
That's another question I wanted to ask you. If for some reason this DJ Demetrius Johnson fight can't happen, is there someone else you would like to fight next? Who would you pick if you can't fight DJ for some reason? He can't leave for whatever reason. Who would you give the next title shot to?
So I don't know who is the second the rankings. I don't know who is there. I think it's Danny Kinger again. No, Kairat again. No, I think Reese McLaren. He he doing a good job. Like he's a warrior. He's a heavy work ethic and he work hard. I think Reese McLaren deserves that. Why not?
That would be
But
good.
but uh, I really wanna this fight, my goat session fight.
This is for your legacy.
Yes, of course, because he came to me, brother. Please give me this chance. A lot of guys inside the one hosters have this chance.
Yeah,
I just wanna mine. I deserve it.
you definitely deserve it. You
I
definitely deserve it.
deserve it. I deserve it,
Yeah,
and I'm waiting for a long time for it, brother.
yeah.
Please,
What do you
DJ.
think? What about have you been watching Yuya Wakamatsu? He had another good knockout last week or the week before, I think it was. Has he impressed you?
Yes, yes. Wakamatsu. He come with like a lot with power in the one flyweight division. He just lost to DJ, right? So Wakamatsu come good. I really wanna see him against Reese, né?
Mhm.
Wakamatsu against Reese. me against DJ, and who win this fight gonna do the final round again. Gonna be good,
Yep, Danny is ranked number 2.
bro.
I think
After I fight DJ, bro, I promise I fight all those guys in the lineup there. You know, like it's no problem for me.
bold.
So
I
there's
like it.
still a lot of fights for you even after you fight DJ. You feel like there's a lot of contenders that you need to face. You don't ever think about maybe going up, like let's say you do beat DJ, you beat the GOAT. Would you go up to bantamweight and fight and maybe try to go and get another belt?
Yes, why not? Why not? I'm here like I'm waiting for like almost 2 years, bro. On January, they gonna count happy birthday to me to two years off, and it's not because I won,
Hmm.
It's because Dimitri Johnson, brother. Dimitri Johnson come and stop the division. I don't know why, because everybody know me. When I was a champion, I was defending my belt. I was putting the divisions going on. I never need to wait too much, bro. This is not my problem. It's not my fault. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, because when I'm a champion, they give me fight. I just always defend my belt. I wanna try to go to the bantamweight belt. I I wanna. It's not about money. It's just for the legacy. I love fight. But I really need weight. It's not my fault. Like
Have they told you where you're going to fight DJ in these negotiations? Is it Singapore?
yes, I think so. Because all events is happen there. You know. Because around the Asia, a lot of countries have some problems with COVID time. So maybe just in Singapore, but if you then want to do this event in Brazil, we can try.
What about if they did it in America, in the US? Would that be easier as well?
Bro, should be really good. Imagine Florida, New York, Los Angeles. I'm here to fight, bro. Just invite me, send me some good invite, some good cookies to eat, lunch. Let's go.
Well, how long do you expect to be waiting then? Are you willing to wait forever for DJ? I assume you want to fight now. Why are negotiations taking so long?
Ah, I don't know. Yeah, nobody negotiates with me. I have my manager. My manager negotiates with them. Like I'm just focused on fight and do other things. In my life. I think I have a manager for it. Like they negotiate my fight. Let's do it. But this is a good fight. This is a good fight for me, and I think they take care of this, take care of the business, right? And to be good for both sides, because who is the fighter gonna defend the one championship flag is me, you know what I'm saying? So I think but I think they're gonna do good. This fight's gonna happen, and I hope in early of it 2024 is gonna happen.
Well, you have a lot of free time now. Did you buy that PlayStation 5? You were talking about it on Twitter. Have you managed to
Oh,
buy one
bro,
yet?
no yet, no yet, no yet, brother. but but I wish, and I want to buy some. For a while, just study more English and help my wife in some stuffs and help my teammates keep training. Maybe I'm gonna close some grappling match to keep active and do some Fortnite battleground with my friends. Dota 2, Dota 2.
Sure. Well, we look forward to this fight whenever it's going to happen. I really want to see it now. We've been waiting for over a year, haven't we? Since DJ won that flyweight Grand Prix. That was October last year.
Yes, I wish it to be inside this one Grand Prix too, But unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to be inside the one Grand Prix. I needed to wait because I was the champ. But
Did they did
but
they
God,
offer you any fights when the Grand Prix was on?
no, they
Or did
didn't.
they say
They
just
didn't.
wait?
No, they didn't. They said to me, I need to wait for the champion for them make it like a big fight, champion versus champion.
Is it that frustrating though? You're the champ. They should be booking you a fight, during the whole
Yes,
tournament.
yes, I agree. I agree with you, bro. But the ball is not mine, brother. I'm just a soldier. You know what I'm saying?
I guess that everyone has you as the underdog, even though you're the champion. Does that annoy
Well,
you?
why you think? Why you think? Yes, I like to be underdog. No problem. Uh, a lot of my fights, I'm the underdog. No
Well,
problem.
When you do sign the contract and the date is set, who do you bring in as your training partners at American Top Team? Do you make a smaller camp for yourself because of because of COVID and the precautions you have to take?
Excuse me, can you repeat, please? Cut a little bit.
Okay, so when you get the date set for Demetrius Johnson, right, and the contract is signed, who do you bring in or who do you select as your training partners, as your sparring partners for Demetrius Johnson?
So have a lot of guys, like
Mhm.
uh, George Hariguchi, of course, he have a fight in the New Year already.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but of course, he's gonna be inside like ours. So Paulo Macedo, Bruto, he's fighting featherweight, really strong, but really good jiu-jitsu, really good striker, and there are a lot of small guys, tough guys in the flyweight mafia from America Top Team gonna help me out, like
Mhm,
so. I have a good team behind me,
mhm.
like and I believe my time is coming, and I just wait my time to shine, to keep shine. Like I needed to stop it, but I will be back.
I think that your team, the members of your team, the other fighters, once you start training for Demetrius Johnson, everybody would raise their hand because they want to be part of the training camp, right?
Yes, it's not because I'm gonna fight DJ or whatever. Like it's
Mhm,
because I help them. You know,
mhm,
I help them a lot, and of course, when I gonna fight, everybody already said to me, "Hey, Adrian, if you need something, brother, I'm here. Hey, Adrian,
mhm,
if you need something, I'm here. Please, don't hesitate to contact me, brother." And I said, "Okay, brother, no problem." Uh, so I'm really happy, to have good teammates by my side. And when, of course, I signed the contract, everybody gonna help me out.
yeah.
all right, Adriano, what's your final message to DJ and to everyone else? What are you gonna say to your next opponent?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, guys, I know like the COVID times. I wish everybody be healthy, be security. Like it's not joke. Everybody need to take care with everyone inside the gym, outside the gym, inside the family, and the most important, take care of ourselves. you know. And but God's true. I believe in an amazing God who gonna bring us our safety and our freedom. So this fight is gonna happen, and I can't wait. And everybody around the world gonna see my new skills, gonna see why I'm training for, Gonna see. I'm gonna put my belt in the line again against one of the best fighter in the world, and I'm go sharp than ever. So I just wanna say, stay tuned and please follow me on my medias. Like give me a chance and send me some love, and of course I'm gonna answer everyone if I need it. And thank you to support me this time because I know it's long time outside the one circle, but thank you to support me and keep you with me in this long time. And for those believing me, the new legend gonna rise up next year. If you believe, please give me a follow, give me a handshake, and let's go. I'm so proud of you all, and thank you.
Where can they find you?
Can find me on my Instagram, Adriano Moraes MMA. My Twitter, Adriano MK Moraes, MK Moraes. My Facebook, Adriano Moraes MMA. And my new channel on YouTube,
Okay.
canal Adriano Moraes. Okay. I promise I try to do some make videos, but I promise gonna be fun. I try to put some content, some stuff for everybody like it, and then let's go together, guys. This journey is gonna be long, and I hope to have you all together.
Yep, everyone go and follow and like Adriano's new channel on YouTube. Check it out. Yes, I'm gonna do it.
Subscribe and give me like.
Exactly. And Adriano, I hope you can go and find a PlayStation 5 if you can get one and enjoy that.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
All right.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
Well,
guys.
it's been a pleasure. Thanks so much for joining us, and good luck. Hopefully, we see that fight soon against DJ.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Peace,
Thank you.
mate. Thank you so much. All right, that was one championship flyweight champion Adriano Moraes.
Yeah, he's
It's a good dude.
man,
I like his.
yeah. He's been sitting around for a while, man, and then I hope they put that fight together ASAP real soon. You know, that's like one of the biggest fights I want to see. One of the best matchups I feel like right now we're waiting for, and it's gonna be fun to finally see them step into that circle. And I hope it's the circle. I don't hope I don't I hope it's not the ring or whatever. You know, I'm not like for MMA. I like the cage. I like this. You know, I like the circle. I prefer that. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if
Adriano's still down there.
yeah.
He's just put his phone on the table, but well, we shouldn't.
We could
You can
always
hear us.
we could always take them out, right?
Can I
I think so. On the bottom,
kick
here,
from studio? Okay. Sorry,
yeah.
Adriano, I'm kicking you out. Okay.
Kick him.
I kicked him. Sorry. The only time I'll ever kick you, Adriano. I would never kick you in real life. That was a good interview. Oh, more praise. No. I do not watch one, but this show's made me interested in the promotion. Yeah, check out one. If you don't like it, we enjoy
You
it.
can check it out actually on this channel.
Exactly.
Every
like and subscribe.
Yeah, every week, like every show, they're gonna do fight companions with the stream. Not like those other people that just have a fight companion without. You know, we're like the original fight companion on Joe Rogan. They don't even show you the fights. They're just there talking, right? But this stream, we're showing you the fights and we're talking. So if you don't like our talking, you can mute us and just watch the fights. You know what I mean? It's up to you. It's your choice.
Yeah. One Championship UK was saying I was stirring the pot again with Adriano. I don't think I was. I was just saying, I think, you know, when I asked, did they offer you any fights during the Grand Prix? He said no. I said, is that annoying? You're the champ. I think it's a valid point.
Yeah.
Why did they sideline their champion? You know, when the lightweight Grand Prix was going on, they had a fight with Edward and Shinya, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then they had Shinya and Christian. That they didn't hold that title up. Why did Adriano have to sit out for a year? And now it's been 2 years because of the pandemic. They should have found that guy an opponent, maybe. A little bit of planning ahead would have helped. But that Grand Prix was stacked as hell.
Yeah, but that didn't really work out too well for one of the champions, right?
Yeah.
AKA Shinya Aoki.
Yeah.
so like maybe that was a good choice, but who knows? But the fighters want to fight, and if you look at it, the last time we saw Adriano fight was January of 2019. That is a long
Too
time.
long for a champ,
That's 2 years. That's crazy, right? And he
I can't
made
even remember that. Yeah, it's my mind is that's how long ago it was.
Yeah, it's just that's so crazy. Like,
For people who've come into one, in the last year and a half with, maybe some of the US fans who jumped on board when Eddie and DJ signed, they've never seen Adriano Moraes fight, It's
no,
crazy.
they haven't. Yeah, so they have no idea how high level Adriano is.
That's what
You
I'm
could go
saying.
back on YouTube and watch his fights. They're there. You go search him on YouTube. You could watch all his fights. Watch the fights with watch the second fight with Geje Eustaquio, who we're gonna talk to in a little bit. Watch that fight. That is a crazy fight because Adriano gets Geje. Geje was the champion at that time. Adriano gets him in this leg, like knee bar, has him stretched out completely, like I don't even understand how Geje survived that. Because when he stood up, when the round ended, like his knee was buckling, and then when he started the next round, Geje was normal. He was bouncing around, striking with Adriano. So go watch that. That's a great fight. And his
Just
fights with,
reminded me, John,
Tyrod, too. What's up?
making my little banner now
Yeah,
for
of
the
course.
Geje interview. Thank you for reminding me.
What's the time on the Geje interview?
11:30. So we got a little bit of time. I might make a cup of tea. So
All right,
maybe
well, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna play this some of the Martin interview right
all
now.
right. That sounds good. I'm
And,
gonna get more Earl Grey. I
wait up.
need
So we're
need
gonna
my Earl Grey to get through this long day.
share my
2 interviews
screen.
down. We got 4 more coming up. Mr. Geje Eustaquio, Mr. Gravity from Team Lakai up next. He had a big win on Friday. Very impressive.
All right, so let's play this a little bit. Are we there? Is it on? It's on, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Can you guys hear it?
Can.
Man, it's been what, about a week or so, a little bit over a week since your fight, since your title defense at Inside the Matrix. You're sitting in quarantine in Sydney. Let's get into that first, man. The whole quarantine thing. This is the first one you've done, right?
Yeah, well, second one I've done. The first one was when I came back when I was scheduled to fight Time the first time back in April, and I had to leave. I mean, we got to quarantine at home, which was much better than what it is here. But we got looked after by the New South Wales government, the health, and my brother-in-law who also hooked it up as well. He works for the health department, but we got looked after him. My coach and I. We got a nice room. From what I see, other people, man, they're like in a travel lodge box and they're just like basically sleeping on top of each other. But we got looked after here, man. We got our own suite, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great, man, because you're not alone. Being alone in a hotel room for 2 weeks or however how long you have to be there, it sucks. And having your coach and then you could train. I've been seeing that you've been training too. You're already back in there hitting mitts, moving around. How are you feeling right now?
I feel good, man. It's just basically, it's the rebuild, man. Working my way back up to get back everything that I've worked so hard for that was taken away from me. So slowly but surely, I'm letting my body heal. Just a few bit of bruises and swellings that need to go down. And I get it every fight. So once all that goes away within the next 2 weeks or so, it's slowly just going back to basics, man. What it is. That's what we're gonna do, man. Just gonna go back to basics and figure out what went wrong, where I went wrong, and work my way back up.
So there's nothing that's gonna take a long time to actually heal on your body.
Nah.
Okay.
No. Everyone's saying that a lot of people have been hitting me up. Why am I getting back into it so fast after I've been knocked out and everything? The truth of the matter is, I wasn't knocked out. Every punch in that fight, I felt all up until the very end of when Yuji Shimada jumped in. I was awake. I wasn't cleanly knocked out. Yeah, it probably gave me a mild concussion, but it is what it is, man. Every fight I get concussions all the time. Not really all the time, but like if that's a concussion, man, like that's nothing to me.
Let's jump right into that. The fight, it was going really well. The first couple of rounds, you were controlling the center of the cage, you were moving forward. Was that the game plan going in, is to kind of have him on the back foot the whole time?
You know what, man? I'll be straight up honest with you. There was no game plan going into this fight. It was pure emotions, and I didn't. What I realized is that I didn't respect the work that I had put in for all those years that I had the title. I just wanted to go in there and hurt a guy. Right? There was no game plan. I just wanted to go in there and throw hands. I just wanted to fight, regardless, win or lose. He came with a game plan. He stuck it out to the very end, and it worked out for him. So he came to win. I came to fight. That's the story. And yeah, man, I got caught, and first time ever. I think it was just momentum of me throwing a right hand at the same time as being caught at the same time, just threw me off balance, and he capitalized with multiple punches.
It was a gunfight. That's definition. Just a straight up gun battle. You guys are just throwing bombs, and it's almost like you guys are just taking the chance. Him too. He was just throwing hard, and I think it was one of the craziest exchanges this year for one championship. And a lot of people going into this fight, they anticipated that. They anticipated you guys going in there and putting it all on the line. And I think the fans, they were rewarded by this fight.
Yeah, 100%, man. In saying that, man, like for me, usually this is not my type of fight, going in there and just throwing down. Like for me, I like to be smart. I like to mix up a bit of wrestling and pick my opponents apart. But it's just, I don't know, preparing this time around, it was just different. I'm preparing for somebody for almost a whole year, right? I built so much hate and so much like animosity towards someone that I don't even know, and it's not me. And yeah, just played out in a fight, man. I just let my emotions get into it, and I didn't really care. I actually went in there fighting like I'd get hit just to throw a hit. Like that's not me. Like it is what it is, but no excuses. I'm not taking anything away from him. He done his job, and he got the reward.
When you start to engage and become more aggressive, did you see anything? Did you feel like he was hurt by one of your shots? Is that why you started to move forward much more aggressively than you were?
Nah, I just wanted to press forward. I knew that he was getting tired. He's never been out of the second round. But good on him for going to the third, 2.5-ish. But yeah, we knew later rounds he would start to fade away. And it's just the way, like you don't have that cage time experience. I mean, you can train for it, but that cage time experience is a big difference. And the later rounds, we knew that once we start picking it up, then he'll start falling off. And just as he started to fall off, he hit me with something that it is what it is. I can't take anything away from him. He hit me with a good shot that really I slipped one of his jabs, and as I threw a double jab, man, he threw a right hand, which at the same, I was throwing my right hand at the same time. It just hit me.
The process that you take. All right, so that's the little sneak peek for you guys. The full interview should be out in a couple of
the
days.
premiere.
Yeah, very transparent, man. Martin, he doesn't shy away from the fight and the loss. I mean, he speaks all about it. So he speaks about what he plans on doing in the future. So look for that. Martin, he's him and Aung, man, those guys, they have very similar personalities, and you're gonna see a little bit of differences though. Like Martin, he's gonna go back, and I think he said that he'll be back in like not as soon as Ung, he's like determined, like he's like some fire has lit, you know what I mean? And Martin too, but he's not like rushing into it. But they very have kind of the similar sentiment of, if they get the title shot, they get it. If they don't, they'll fight whoever they need to fight to get the next title shot. So, we'll see what happens. I feel like if you're a promotion and you have guys like that fighting for you, it's so easy, right? Because they're not like feel like they have to get something, they have to have a title shot, or they're just like, okay, we're gonna fight whoever we need to fight, and you guys just put it together. I think it also they get like good championship pay. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter, right? Who they fight. That's a big bonus for those guys. So we'll see what happens with that. What do
Well,
we got?
Geje's up in 2 minutes, provided he turns up on time. I'm just trying to load up a video of that win, the highlights video from Friday.
All right, we'll have him take care of it. What is it? Go through and break it down a little bit for us,
For
right?
sure.
And yeah, the what is it? Geje, man, he's a guy that also has won the title, and now he's on his path back to it, and he's getting closer and closer, man. He's actually looked a lot better overall, you know, in overall skill set wise. He showed it in this fight, right? He had a good game plan, but wasn't there something about? He said that something went wrong on
Yeah,
fight
we can
week.
ask him about that.
Yeah,
He said
yeah.
the game plan changed dramatically 5 days out, so it sounded like an injury, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but he performed really well. Like he adjusted really well against Song. Song, he's not an easy fight. If you noticed that was his debut, and his debut was against a top 5 guy, and he went to the judges with him,
Yeah, I
you know.
thought he
So
was impressive.
yeah, he looked really good, right? And he's a guy that was very inconsistent, like as in like fighting constantly for the past few years. You know, he would fight and take time off and fight and take time off. So hopefully one utilizes him a lot more and allows him to fight more of the top flyweights, and we'll see what happens, man. He's a guy that I think people should look out for. He could probably build himself up. He's tough.
Yeah, I can't find this damn video.
The highlights.
Maybe it's on the YouTubes already. How long? Yeah, okay, it's just up there. We just play it in the background, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine by me.
Happen. Geje Eustaquio.
Where you at, Geje?
Geje Eustaquio.
Probably training down in Baguio City.
Yes. So we've had no problems with the internet so far. So good, right?
I think I figured out if I keep my phone close to the laptop, that
Well,
helps.
are you tethering?
I am indeed tethering.
Okay.
I live in a building where there's no broadband because it's so old. Yeah, it's a walk up in Hong Kong.
How do you this is Asia?
I know. It's so frustrating.
You know what's funny is like my room.
If my
that I'm in-
landlord's watching, he won't be, but get us some good internet.
spam him.
Yeah.
Where I live, like in my room, is the only place where my phone, like when I use my phone, it cuts off, but then the internet works fine, which is weird. Like my phone doesn't work, but my internet works in my room. But anywhere else in my house or my like villa or whatever you want to call it,
You got a villa?
it's called the villa, but I don't know what the real definition of a villa would be. It's like a small apartment or something.
It's like
I
a
have no
bungalow or what?
No, it's not a bungalow. It's basically villas in Korea are just small apartments. That's all it is.
Okay.
That's all. That's what they call villas, right? So the definition of a villa, what we think would be some beautiful tropical place. Oh, Kevin is first.
Oh, we got Kevin the Silencer Belingon. All right.
Okay, well that's good too.
I messed that up.
Maybe we just mixed it up. Maybe Kevin was next. We can't
Let
see
me add him
Kevin.
in. We can't see
Kevin.
him. I don't
it's
know if Kevin
nighttime.
could see or hear us. Yeah. They are having some storms, obviously, in the Philippines. So,
Oh, are they? Is it hurricanes?
yeah, really bad.
Hurricanes?
Yeah, really bad. So,
Mm.
maybe the signal's not great.
Oh, he's got a mic and everything.
Ah, what a pro setup. Here he is.
Oh, he's got
I
the
like this.
face tracker.
Damn. Here he is.
Oh,
Can you
so
hear us,
they-
Kevin? Can you see us?
They must be in like a studio.
Is that at the Team Lakai gym? I know they just overhauled their gym, so maybe they added
Yeah.
a media room or something. Last time I spoke to them, they were just doing it, in the cage. Is that your crip hat?
No, I'm a
Nice.
blood.
I
Um,
need to put my hat on. Everyone's got a hat.
oh, now it's frozen. Anyways,
Damn.
we'll talk to Kevin. See what his
Uh,
thoughts are on the future matchup, right? He's faced both
Yeah.
guys. We'll see what happens with
Well, while we wait for Kevin, Denise saying, Nick, who came up with the theme song, who's singing? I can give you the name at a later date, not right now. It's just a copyright-free or a rights-free song that South China Morning Post had, and they provided it to me. And it played out really well. It works good for the show. I like the song. It's a cracker, as we say in the UK. A banger.
Kevin. Can you hear us? We can't hear you.
We could see you. We can't hear you, Kevin.
See you. We could. Oh, there you go.
You've been silenced.
Oh, I thought we heard him for a second. Now it's silent again. We'll see what happens.
What's going on? More questions. Nick, have you got yourself new glasses yet? Nope. Still got these broken ones. You might see the super glue in the bottom right corner. Fancy. I'm a fancy man. Live the high life. Well, we cannot hear Kevin yet. We're getting little bits coming
He's
through.
frozen, right? He's frozen too.
Yeah, maybe Kevin, you can jump out again, go in. I'll text Tammy. Technical difficulties. Apologies, people.
What's this weekend is Inside the Matrix 4?
Yeah, Inside the Matrix 4.
Oh, there's gonna be a bunch of Korean fighters fighting on that.
Yeah, let me bring up the card. While we wait for Kevin, we could talk about that a little bit.
Mm.
Okay. Matrix 4. There it is. Yeah. Bruno Pucci. Mr. Angela Lee. He's fighting. Or he fought. They recorded these, obviously, a few weeks ago.
Also,
This is the last of the Matrix
Muay Thai and
cards.
kickboxing bouts.
Yep, that
And
Rocky
then
Ogden, Joseph Lasiri fight, which was moved off of Inside the Matrix 2, I think, to bolster this lineup.
I don't like these matchups for the Korean fighters. The only matchup I like is Kwan versus Bruno Pucci. I feel like Kwan will be able to defend the takedowns of Bruno Pucci and be able to work his striking.
Bruno needs a win, doesn't he?
Yeah,
I
he
think
needs
he
to
lost
win,
last
but
time out.
I don't know if his wrestling is going to be good enough unless he dies for the legs, like what's his name, Imanari. If he does the Imanari, if he dies for the legs, then maybe he could do something against Kwan. But Kwan has decent defensive wrestling, as in when you get him into body locks and stuff like that. So maybe he'll be able to defend well against Bruno and be able to work his striking. So I feel like Kwan goes in there as the favorite. With Yoon Changmin. Yoon, he's one of the main fighters that comes out of Stun Gun's gym. Stun Gun from the UFC. He has a gym. He has a bunch of fighters. Yoon is one of those fighters. He's supposed to be highly touted prospect, but I don't really like this matchup, man. I feel like this is just too fast to go against Rogo Takahashi. Takahashi, if you've seen his fights, man, he's a beast. Like he's pretty big for the division too at featherweight. I don't like this matchup. I think Takahashi might be able to get this fight, especially if Yoon doesn't mix in wrestling. I think Takahashi has enough knockout power. I could see him taking this fight against Yoon, but you never know. Yoon, I think his inexperience is gonna be his downfall here. Takahashi, I feel like he has a gang of fights, a bunch of fights against good fighters. Yoon doesn't have as many. And this girl, Che Jong Yoon or Choi Jong Yoon, man, I don't even know if she has any fights. Like, I think she might have like one or two fights as a professional, and she's taking on this girl, Mazar. I don't know who she is either. So that's kind of interesting. And it's at 53 kg. But this girl Choi, man, I've seen her around, but I've never really seen her fight, so I can't really tell you much about her. But man, I don't know, man. Like she doesn't really have like a big team that she trains at. It's a very small gym. So I could not really tell you much about her. Um, so I don't know. I'm like on the fence with this matchup. Like the Muay Thai and the kickboxing stuff, I'm just gonna let anybody else do that. Like I'm not gonna speak on that too much. I like to just sit back and enjoy the Muay Thai and the kickboxing stuff. I'm not gonna really try to break down anything.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
you
we
never
can
want to.
get we'll get James Goyder in for that one. Special
Exactly,
guest.
man. He's perfect. You know who you should get
Oh yeah,
is
your
Johnny
guy.
Betts.
Yeah.
Do you know Johnny Betts?
Who's the other one? Rob Cox, was it?
Yeah, but Johnny Betts is like he's the social media guy,
Okay.
but he also does judging and he also fights too. So I think he would be a good person to get on and break down some of the fights. Maybe I'll ask him. Oh, there we go.
It looks like we might have Kevin finally. Although
We got him.
we got a chair.
May kansa sa pula ate.
Nothing. So it looks like it was meant to be Geje, but Kevin's just jumped in, maybe to set himself up. No sign of Geje.
I thought I heard Jay's voice though.
Oh, I guess they'll be doing it in the same place. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Technical difficulties. Philippines, there's a storm going on. Also, the Wi-Fi is never too great over there.
Says,
He's gone.
You going
You're
by race or what?
He was
Well,
asking why you like Yoon. Yeah, sorry.
No, I said that I like in this matchup. I said that I feel like Takahashi probably has the advantage. Yoon, a good young prospect, but man, his inexperience might play a big factor against Takahashi. So Yoon is a big underdog in this fight, and he said, "Are you going by race?" I'm Korean. That's why I'm talking about the Korean fighters. So I guess I'm going by race. That's why like I'm in Korea. I'm going to all the Korean events. I follow all the Korean fighters, or try to follow them as closely as possible. So yes. Yoon, I think she's the underdog. I feel like the Korean girl, she's the underdog. But Kwon, I feel like he's the top dog in that fight. He has the advantages. But don't listen to me because I'm terrible at picking fights. But that's just what I feel.
Apparently, Geje is going to join us next. The order was correct. Imagine they're in the same room or something at the gym. He's going to be jumping on now.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so. Otherwise, we got a lot of time to fill until Ben Askren. Here he is. I hope his signal works.
Is he in the same place?
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, sound.
Geje.
Oh, signal isn't too good.
6.
Oh dear.
You're in the show.
Can you hear us? Can you see us, Geje? The connection isn't so good. I should have listened to Tammy. She told me the connection will be bad in the Philippines. This is my fault. We cannot hear you, Geje. We can't see you. You're frozen. Oh dear. It's all going wrong today. What's that thing? Icarus flying too close to the sun.
Yeah.
We had such a stacked lineup. Of course, something was going to go wrong. We burned our wings. Let's see if Geje can get a stable signal. Maybe he can tether his phone. I don't know. Geje, if you're watching, try that. How do you, when's the last time you went to the Philippines? Have you been to one show there?
No, I've never been to the Philippines.
Okay. I've been a few times, and yeah, just the general. I was told like the whole Wi-Fi network is not very good. Here he is, Mr. Gravity. Can you see
Hello,
us?
guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
Hey, there you go. The audio is good. Everything is fine, guys. We're back
Thank
in the
you.
mountains.
Yeah.
How's the weather?
How's-
Is it stormy?
No. The big storm went through, and this time it's sunny day.
Okay, perfect.
How's that Wi-Fi holding up? Sorry, it was kind of going in and out. I heard there's some problems with it because obviously there's some storms. Some really
Yeah.
big storms are hitting the Philippines. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of signal lost, because it's a lot of towers get rough because of the typhoon. But I hope it's good that we still can connect with you guys.
Definitely.
Yeah. How was everything? There's been a lot of tragedy there. I think Kevin spoke of it after his fight. He said it would be stupid of me to sulk after this loss when people back home are going through all this pain. What's the mood like in the Philippines? I know you guys are always very resilient, but it must be tough at the moment in such a crazy year with the pandemic as well.
Yes, for now, the northern part is totally devastated. The sources, the main source of what we call is the rice industry. The northern part really went devastated, and it's really the place was totally sunk with floods. The water is like 2 stories high, that kind of stuff, and it's very sad, and it's very hard to look at our kababayans in this situation. But the government is doing their best to cope up. The government is doing their best to help our fellow countrymen to rise up again, and hopefully we will have a even a little startup so that everybody can rise up one more time.
How has Baguio been affected? Where Team Lakai is based, is all okay?
Yeah, Baguio City is blessed because we it's less opportunity that we experience the flood because we are on the mountainous area. But there are cases where landslides are everywhere. Like for example, in the province of Kevin, in somewhere in Ifugao, there's a huge landslide there where until now the retrieval operation is still ongoing because there are still missing bodies they can't find, and the operation is still there, and other roads are closed because of the landslides. So it hurts, and it's kind of sad to experience this kind of catastrophe or this kind of nature break.
Well, we're glad you guys are safe, Team Lakai, and I'm sure your victory at Inside the Matrix 3 really helped a lot of people. That's what we wanted to talk to you about. Get your thoughts on the fight. Another great win for you, Geje. Back-to-back wins. Just how good are you feeling after that?
The feeling is very nice. It's just that we're expecting at least 2-2 or 3-1 or 4-1, 4-0. But as we The result says it's 1-3. I'm happy, but not the result we are looking forward. But I know and I believe my brothers in Team Lakay, resilient people, they have tough mind. They're going to get back stronger and better. This will serve as a very big learning experience for them to become a better athlete.
Yeah, and we just want to get your breakdown. Obviously, it was a unanimous decision for you. This guy, John knows him. Songwin John. It was very impressive from him as well. He was making his debut. Were you impressed by what he showed, given the pressure he must have been under?
Yes, prior to the competition with Song Minjong, I checked his bio, I checked his performance on his latest fights, and uh, Jong is really a tough guy. Never been knocked out in his entire career, I guess, and he's really having the heart of a champion. Most especially during our competition, I can see that his spirit, his warrior spirit, never backs down. He really want to push the competition forward, and it's just that I went out, I went out better that night. Just that's it.
I'm going to let John speak. I've dominated the questions so far. John, I'm sorry. You may. I know you've got a lot of questions you want to ask Geje.
Jay, what's going on?
Yes.
We haven't spoken in a while. You know, it's
Yeah,
good to talk to you again.
it's good to see you, John.
Yeah.
And I
First
hope you're
question, of
doing
course.
fine.
Oh, good. First question is, you're 2-0 against Korean fighters. You know, why you have to fight the Koreans? Come on. Jay.
Sometimes we get lucky.
Yeah, of course, man. But in all seriousness, it was a great performance. I know Song. A lot of people might not know him, you know, because he hasn't fought in one championship before. But in Korea, he has beaten some of the best flyweights and
Yes.
bantamweights in the country. So you going out there and dominating in that fight, you did really well. You know, what surprised you about him? You know, you studied him, but what surprised you when you stepped into the cage?
I hit him a lot of times. The surprising thing is his durability. Until now, I still hurt my wrist because of the punches I gave him. But if you're going to check the fight, he's really a tough guy. The spinning elbow, the straight punches, I landed it very well, but see, he's very tough.
Yeah, he's a tough guy. He's also still he's developing himself. So I feel like, where do you feel like he ranks? You know, among the fighters in that flyweight division, do you feel like he could be a top 10 guy?
He can be in the top 10.
Where does this fight put you? You know, you've won back-to-back fights. Who do you want to fight next? You know, you're ranked, I believe, at number 4 in the division. You know, is Reese McLaren someone that you're looking at? Who do you see as your next fight?
I have a unfinished business with Gary Mangat, the Saint Lion from India. I hope they will push that forward and we will settle that business so that it will give me more experience and develop me to become a better athlete. I think Reese, Yuya called out Reese. I think I don't know if they're going to push that. They're gonna push that much.
How do you see that fight playing out, Reese and Yuya?
It's going to be a classic matchup. It's a striker versus a grappler. Whoever brings the competition on their best part will win the fight.
With Gary, what interest? Why does that matchup interest you the most? Like, what does he bring to the fight?
Uh, originally, originally I am supposed to compete with Gary this time. It's just that he was get infected with the COVID-19 virus. That's why, if you're going to check it out, it's a catch weight between Song Minjong. It's 64 kilograms supposedly, that will be flyweight competition between me and Gary. It's just that you know, the unpredictable things happen. He got struck with COVID-19 and say no to the competition. And it's a good thing that Song Min Jong took the fight on short notice, so I was able to compete before the year ends. So I look forward to uh, fight or compete with Gary because the last 7 weeks I have prepared for him. Oh, no, 6 weeks I have prepared for him, his styles, and I'm willing to get back and do the preparation one more time.
Is that what you alluded to, Geje? When you said we had to change the game plan very suddenly, we were going to
Yeah,
look for
yeah.
that submission. Is that what you meant? It was the late notice. It's not that you had an injury or anything like that.
No, no, no. Yeah, the game plan. Seven last 10 days before the fight. No, no, last 9 days before the fight. Yeah, last 9 days before the fight is the game plan is to bring him on the ground and submit him or really to knock him down. But uh, the notice came in and they said Gary cannot fight because he was struck with COVID-19 and their whole gym was totally locked down. So they bring in Song Min Jong and I saw how tough he is, how his will is. Never been knocked out his entire career. So we have to change the plan immediately. Study. The rest of the 9 days, we look forward on this striking match because we believe I am way faster. I am way accurate than Song Min Jong.
You were
Do you
looking for
feel
that.
like
Oh,
do
sorry,
you feel
John.
like
Go ahead.
you're gonna come back in December or January? When do you feel like you could be ready?
I'm ready all the time. I can get back. I can get back on January.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can get back on January. Right now, I'm back on the gym and I'm back on training.
You
How,
kept
how
looking
many
for
fights?
that.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead again. I'll shut up.
Yeah, how many fights? You want to fight Gary. You want to compete against him. You already prepare for him. So January you face him. Let's say you come out victorious. How many more matchups do you need to get to the title? Get back there.
Uh, for now, honestly, the case is Danny Kingad is there. My younger brother is there on the lineup. We don't want to derail the momentum, and we really push this kid to become a world champion. So we give him the spotlight. But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The fire inside my heart, the desire to become a world champion is there. But there is proper time and proper place for everything. That's why we take this opportunity to let Danny go and get the championship belt.
That's very honorable for you to kind of step aside for your teammate and allow him to go chase after the belt, because if you look at a lot of other teams, guys are fighting each other to
Yeah,
compete,
yeah, yeah.
for the belt.
The culture here in our team is different, guys. We really treat one another here as brothers and sisters, and we're really a close family group. Uh, as I said, I tried to become a world champion. I tried it actually 2 times, and the spotlight is on Danny right now. We don't want to derail the spotlight. We don't want to derail the momentum, and we are looking forward that he will push through. I'm willing to step aside. I'm willing to step aside and let the spotlight go to Danny and get the championship belt.
All right. So for yourself, you're just going to continue to compete, to continue get experience, to continue getting better. So when it's your time, you are fully ready for it.
Yes, that's right, John.
So yeah, hey, it's honorable. Like most guys would not do
Yeah.
that, but it's honorable. And you've already held the belt too, so it's always going to be there. You're always going to be in the talks for a title shot. Yeah, I'm excited to see your development. And you're still young, so a lot of people don't realize you've been fighting for a long time, but you're still
Yeah,
young.
we're young because we're 100% natural, guys. We're 100% natural. And guys, when they bring out these top 5 ranking in the flyweight, uh, if you're going to see, there are only 3 individuals who hold that title in the flyweight division. It's me, it's Adriano, and it's Kairat. The surprising thing is they didn't put me on the top 5 rankings. But you know, guys, it's actually a blessing in disguise because it's really tough to be placed one more time on the top 5 rankings if you're gonna bring me there. At the same time, Danny is there, so the competition will will has to go on to the point where we cannot dictate the situation where we really need to fight one another. That's why it's the thing that we don't want to happen as much as possible. But uh, we took it positively. For me, I took it positively and say, "Oh, this is a blessing in disguise. It's good that I have to stay out of the top 5 rankings and then get outside, compete, and be a better athlete at the same time." My brother or younger brother Danny is on the top 5, doing his best to become a world champion. Because at the end of the day, whether he will become the world champion, if he will become the world champion, guys, I also feel that I'm already a world champion. One more time.
You ever have the urge to just step away from the flyweight division and go up to the bantamweight division? Because it seems like it's pretty wide open up there.
No, it's pretty wide open up there, but I have again a brother there. I have
Yes.
Kevin there, so maybe stay on the flyweight and do my best. And again, the main focus right now is to become a better athlete, to develop as fast as I can, so that in God's perfect time, and they're going to offer me the championship belt or title shot, then let's go.
Yeah, Geje, who's calling you? Your phone is blowing up. It's all
Sorry.
Who's ringing
All
you?
right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Sorry.
No, it's all good. I just wanted to watch. I just wanted to ask you as well. I know you kept trying for that spinning kick again, the one that you beat Tony Toru with. You're trying to hit that liver. Did you expect? Did you think you could win this fight again with that move?
Yeah, it can possibly happen, but Song Min Jung is also I think second or third dan Taekwondo black belt. That's why it's somewhat. I try to gamble my chance, but it's not that as easy as it is because he's also really an expert of the kicking division. That's why he understands those moves.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great fight. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you,
I
guys.
know. Yeah, and as you kind of mentioned it earlier, it's been tough because you have the joy of this victory, but then your brothers, suffered some defeats. How is it? How is that like? I know you've been on the end of defeats when your teammates have won. Do you all help each other? You all win together, you lose together, right? I'm sure that's the way at Team Lakai.
Yes,
I know
yes.
Coach Mark says we win or we learn.
Uh-huh. What's the question?
Oh, yeah, maybe I didn't even ask one. I just mean, how tough is it for you when you win and then your brothers have lost? How
Yeah,
hard is it to kind of temper that enjoyment of your own victory?
yeah, it's still a sorrow at the end of the day. Yeah, I feel happy on my own self. I feel proud. I feel proud on my own self. But if we're going to sit down together, still the sorrow is still there, and the learning experience is still there. We talk about not my victory, but we talk about how we can move forward or how we can learn from those learning experiences my brothers encountered.
Your teammate Lito, there was some controversy, it seemed like, with his fight and the submissions, right?
Yes.
When you look at that and watch the replay, could you give us your thoughts on what happened?
I think he tapped 2 times. That's also my thought about it. Maybe the referee didn't see it, but well, we're all human beings. We commit mistakes, but I hope next time it will not happen during these high level moments of our career. and I hope they can give Lito his rematch or immediate rematch to show to the world how things or so that they can settle the business.
Yeah, a lot of the fans have been saying they thought that the Minoa tapped twice. I mean,
Yeah,
some people think that's just the fans being biased, but you think he tapped as well? I mean, it
yeah,
did
yeah.
look like it, but I can't
He
tell for
did.
sure for me, in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't watch it live. I also watch it on the replays, but the way I look at it, every fighter understand he tapped.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can get Lito on the show soon. He can talk us through. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get Kevin. I think he's gonna come on the
All
show.
right.
Is he there with you? Is he? Is
Yeah,
he in
yeah,
the
yeah.
same room?
He's waiting for his set.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we say thank you to Geje,
All right.
Mr. Gravity. We really appreciate you coming on the show, man. Great to
Thank
catch up with you. Congratulations again on the win, and yeah, please stay safe out there.
Thank you very much, guys, and very good to see you, John.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for having me on your show, and hope to see you guys soon.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Geje. All right, we'll get Kevin over. Shuffle him in. Kevin to set.
That was Kevin calling on the phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, hurry up. Let's get this done.
Do love Geje.
Yeah, man. Jay is always good to talk to. I like how he maneuvers through questions. you know how he maneuvers through questions.
Yeah, he's a
Right.
pro. Hey Kevin, how are you doing, man? Kevin the
guys.
Silencer Belingon joins us. How's everything over there?
Everything's fine. Everything's good. Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, we're good. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank
We
you.
know that the Philippines is struggling a little bit with the typhoons, and you
Yeah.
sent out a very poignant message, I thought, when you said, it'd be stupid for me to sulk on my defeat when the Philippines is going through so much pain. Just how much does it hurt to see all this damage that's being caused?
For me, it's very hard because there's two typhoons hit I think one place, and the second typhoon hit our place. So there's a lot of homes, lives, and a lot of things were damaged. So it's very hard for me to see these things happening. So it's like it break my heart.
Yeah, well, we really appreciate you joining us when your country is struggling so much, because we just wanted to get your reaction to. It was a disappointment for you in the end, but it was a great fight. It was a really, really great main event inside the Matrix 3. You lost to John Lineker, but my God, it was a real war, wasn't it? Just can you give us your immediate reaction after the fight?
Yeah, for me, I'm very, very disappointed on my performance. It's like it's not the Kevin Belingon who were fighting, he used to fight before. My performance there is uh, way different from the past fights. So when I watched the fight video, I could not believe that my performance is like that. It's a bad performance, but I know I will learn from that experience and gonna fix things, improve things, and yeah, need to restart again and start training.
What do you think went wrong with the performance then? Why were you not your usual self?
Honestly, I didn't execute my game plan there. It's like my focus was not straight. It's like yeah, I didn't execute my game plan and didn't perform well. So uh, I'm really very very disappointed in that performance. It's like
I mean,
I can his staff. I respect John Lineker. He's very tough. It's good. But I believe I can do better than him in that fight, but it didn't happen. So maybe in the future I'll face him again. I believe I'm going to face him again in the future.
Were you surprised? You hit him with a couple of head kicks, which would have dropped many people. His nickname is Hands of Stone, but he's also like the head of stone. You surprised he didn't go down?
Yeah, he has a good absorbing, staff. But if I hit the chin, maybe he went down. But it didn't happen. So maybe next time, if I'll face him again, I believe I know what to do.
Those leg kicks, you landed some heavy leg kicks, but
Yeah.
he absorbed them really well. Were you surprised how tough he was?
Yeah. Actually, I'm surprised because he when I gave those leg kicks, I thought it's going to go down, but he keeps on coming. He keeps on moving forward. It's really tough. He's a tough guy.
How do you see him, against Bibiano? That's the fight they're gonna make next year. Do you feel like he has a big chance of upsetting the champ?
I think so. This is a very exciting match between John and Bibi. So I think John has a big chance to take the title. But let's wait. Let's wait for the match and for the result.
Okay.
Would you want to face John if he beats Bibi?
Of course, I want to face him again, but it depends on one championship. So I'll be very happy if they give John again.
Yeah, here's a question. We were talking to Aung La, and he said it was hard to watch Martin Nguyen fight before he fought. And Chris is asking, one of the fans watching, and Chris also helps co-host some of the podcasts here. He was asking, is it hard watching your teammates fight before you fight? Does that play with your emotions at all?
Yeah, because actually I didn't watch the fight of Lito Adiwang on that day because it's like we went there. They went there early, and we went there next. So we didn't actually see each other inside the dugout, or we didn't actually watch their fight. So we just Coach Mark just told us the result that Lito lost the fight. So it's like, oh man, I need to win this fight. It's like we are very emotional with that result. So in my mind, I said that I'm gonna do better. I must win, but it didn't happen. So maybe next time I'll do better.
Do you think Minowa tapped as well? Geje thinks he tapped twice to Lito.
Yeah, I watched the fight video and I saw that I think the Japanese guy tapped twice. So it's up to one to review the video and give the decision.
We got another question from one of the fans here asking, Kevin, where do you go from here? Have you got an idea? What you want to get a couple more wins first? Any opponents you have in mind?
Well, yeah, I want to have a fight again, maybe early next year, and yeah, it depends on one who they going to give me. So I'll just wait for one to give me a fight. Anyone in my division, the bantamweight division. I'm ready. I'm ready for that.
A lot of fans here. They're still proud of you. There were a lot of fans watching our show from the Philippines on Friday. Yeah, what's it like? You guys, you carry the hopes of so many fans from the Philippines on your shoulders. Is that pressure tough when you lose? Does it hurt to feel like you've let them down? I know they don't feel let down. They love you guys, win or lose.
Yeah. There's a big pressure there because we're not only representing our team, but we represent the country. So when we win or we lose, It's like, especially when we lose, there's a big pressure because there's a lot of bashers. but
Yeah.
but that's normal for us. We just ignore it and just move forward. So we just think positive.
Well, this second round, what were you thinking going in? Did you feel like, you were winning the fight after the first, or did you feel I've got to go out and change the plan here?
Yeah, I think and what went there in the second round is that I want to take him down, but it didn't happen. It's like I didn't execute the game plan, and when it's like he keeps on coming forward, and I didn't see his uppercut. So there you go. He got me in the forehead, and I went down. It's like I'm very, very disappointed on this performance. So I have to restart again to check those mistakes, improve those mistakes.
Sorry, John, you maybe have questions. I've been dominating again. I throw it back to you.
Yeah, well, what do you think would be a good matchup for you for early next year? Do you have any fights that you would like to run back, or what's the plan for you?
Well, that depends on one championship, but I'm always ready. If they give me a scheduled fight, I'm here. I'm ready. I'm ready to get back inside the circle or inside the ring. So anyone in my division, gonna face them.
Did John? Sorry, go ahead, John.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, what did John Lineker say to you after the fight? Did you talk? What was that like? The respect between you guys?
Actually, we didn't talk after the fight because the security there is very tight. And after the fight, we went straight to the hotel. We went straight to the room, so we didn't get a chance to talk with John. But before the fight, we met at the weighing room. So we just say hi to each other, say hello, and then that's it.
Yeah, I'm sure plenty of respect for between you guys, though. You mentioned it before, the bashers. Yeah, I mean, what's your message to those who doubt you? Again, you guys, you always you rise and then you have setbacks, but you always rise again. What do you say to the doubters one more time who think, oh, Kevin Belingon, yeah, he's finished?
Well, to the doubters or to the bashers, gonna prove that you're wrong. I'm gonna do better next time. So there's a lot of things that I'm going to show you. So expect a better Kevin Belingon in the future.
It's what we like to hear. Sorry, John, I did interrupt you earlier. I didn't know if you had another question.
No, it's just like with training out there in the Philippines, are you gonna focus on training, or do you have to go back to your hometown to maybe go help out your family? What is the plan for the next couple of weeks for yourself?
Well, actually, I live here in Baguio City. My province is way far away, far from here, around maybe 8 hours from here,
Wow.
and it's hard to drive right now because of the pandemic. There's a lot of requirements before you travel. So gonna stay here in Baguio City and with my family, and yeah, I'm gonna train, then focus on my family, like that. Train, family, train, family.
The good life.
Yeah, good life.
It's perfect.
Just enjoy, enjoying
with
life.
being isolated and away from the main city, and you guys have a your own facility, is it more comfortable for you? Because a lot of other gyms, there's lots of people going in and out, so the pandemic can affect them. For you guys, it doesn't seem like it affected you.
Yeah, actually, it doesn't affect us much, but always be careful because every time we go out, because of this, it's very dangerous to just go out and mingle with the other people. So for us, we just go straight to the gym, and after gym, go home like that. That's our new drill, because it's hard to mingle with other people because you don't know if get hit by COVID.
Do you go out to the mountains? Do you go out
Yeah,
into the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
mountains and hiking and do you ride bikes?
I don't ride bikes, but my teammates do.
Yeah, I know your
We,
teammates.
we go to the mountains. Me, Edward Fulayang, we run at the trail, and some of our teammates go to the mountains to ride their bike. Yeah.
Do you go hunting in the mountains?
No, no, no.
No hunting? Okay.
No hunting here. No hunting.
Is
Maybe in the
hunting
province. Maybe in the province, yeah. In
okay.
my hometown, yeah.
All right. What do you guys usually hunt out there?
Wild animals like pigs, the wild pigs, bats. But right now they're all this. It's not like before that there's a lot of wild animals, compared before.
Everybody hunted them all?
Yeah.
Pigs are delicious. Those wild pigs are delicious.
Yeah.
Good food.
Yeah.
Good protein, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's I'm glad that you're in good spirits. Coming off a loss is very tough for a fighter. And how long did it take you to get over the loss, or does it still stay in your mind right now and it drives you and you have to train with that in your mind?
Honestly, yeah, it's still in my mind. It's hard, but little by little, I'm gonna forget that one. But to focus more on my goals, focus more on my focus more on my goals to achieve that goal. So right now, it's like we're going to review on what's going on the past fights. Gonna review that. We're gonna review what you call this, what's happened on what went wrong on that fight. So that's it.
Just studying, analyzing.
Yeah, I'm gonna analyze. Yeah, gonna analyze the past fights.
That's good. That's good, man. I'm excited to see you and Geje and Lito, all you guys come back early next year. Hopefully, on the same card too. Again, that's you guys always have a few fighters on the same card, so it's nothing new. Yeah. Good luck on your future and your training and hopefully you stay safe and your family's safe. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Kevin, I just want to ask, do you have any updates? Sorry, when any of you guys at the other Team Lakai guys are fighting soon? Any info you can give us?
This December, Danny and Jenalyn also is going to compete in one.
Nice. Sounds good. Are you going to be going over there to support him?
I don't think so. Maybe Coach Mark and one other guy.
Okay. Well, good luck to Danny. Yeah, and I just want to echo what John said. Thank you so much for coming on the show and giving us your thoughts. And we really respect you for, talking through that fight and all the disappointment. But yeah, we're sure you'll be back. Kevin, the silencer, Belingon. We can't wait to see you again, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you for the opportunity, and stay safe, and God bless you guys.
You too, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, that was Kevin Belingon.
Yeah.
A great guy too.
Of course, man.
We hope he's back soon in the one circle.
Yeah,
always
it's
exciting, isn't he? He's never boring.
He's when you talk to guys coming off losses, it's different. It's the mood is different. It's and you could kind of tell you could tell more about a fighter, I believe, if you can interview them after a loss. You know what I mean? A win, everybody's happy and you could say whatever you want to say and it's just laughs and smiles, right? But when you're coming off that loss, that's the toughest time to even express
No,
like
you're
your
right,
feelings,
man.
So
I really respect that.
so what's Kevin and Ung coming on, and even Martin. We did an interview. I did an interview with him. It's character building. What I mean, they're very respectable to their
Yeah.
opponents. They don't make any excuses, and they're willing to fight anybody, which is.
But I
which
think
is
on the
not
same,
great.
we should respect them as well and not be in their face like the minute after they lost. I always find that's a little tough. Give them a week or two to collect their thoughts, lick their wounds. But that's what I respected about Aung La. He went straight in that interview room after he lost his title to Rene de Ridder. You could tell he was mad. He was annoyed. He was angry at himself. He just fronted up, and you got to respect that. Normally,
Definitely.
you just see what the winners say, don't you, after a fight in one championship, in UFC, wherever. Anyway, we got Ben Askren coming up.
We got
the funky one.
The funky one. We got the international male model.
Sage Northcutt, yeah.
No, I'm talking about Ben Askren.
Oh.
We're gonna have to ask him about that. Like, when did he get into the modeling? When did the modeling career start? And Sage, we know Sage. Sage has been. I'm interested in when Sage is gonna come back. That's the big question, right? I'm pretty sure it's all about the doctors.
Sepulot, good to see you again. He's asking, does interviewing someone like Askren, who's not slow to roast the hell out of people, make you a little nervous, on edge during the interview? I've never interviewed Askren. Maybe you have, John. I'm sure you have.
No, I've never interviewed Askren either. This is my first time, so
we'll see if he roasts us. I don't know.
I hope he roasts us. I hope he's listening right now and just checking it out, and then before he comes in, he has some material ready, and I'm in for the laughs. I don't mind people roasting me. It's fun. I used to work with a guy who used to roast me all the time, and I would just laugh. So it's all good. I roast Nick constantly. Who's this Len the Wind character?
This is my girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
She's sitting there about 5 yards away from me, just trolling me as usual during all these shows. She got nothing better to do. It's meant to be working. Get back to work. Working from home today, so she can troll me during my big famous Ben Askren interview.
We can focus on The Apprentice and his experience over there. What did he actually do on The Apprentice? What was his position? Maybe he could give us a little something of what to expect. And then maybe we got some other topics, like who he has in the works. I think he has fighters, so we'll see what who he has been working with. He has the Funky Bunch with
the Funky Bunch
with him and Chase Hooper and Sean O'Malley and a few others. So we'll see what's going on with that. Askren has a net worth of 28 million. We might have to ask him about that. That's the first question right there. Askren, you are rumored to be worth $28 million. Is that true? That's
Bitcoin Ben.
Yeah, Bitcoin game. Okay, and then that'll lead to the Bitcoin game questions, and then we'll go to The Apprentice, and that's why he's on The Apprentice, because of his Bitcoin game.
Yeah, I used to have a little bit of a Ben Askren haircut going on.
When was this?
I think who called me that? Was it DJ?
Oh, he said something?
When I was in Manila. Oh, he said Ben Askren has more swag to his hair than I did. It was essentially him insulting me. Oh, it's fun. I don't think DJ likes me. He never comes on the show. Oh, it's Sage.
Oh, Sage is next. All right.
Oh damn, we better cancel that Ben Askren hype.
Let's get Sage in here.
Sage,
Yo,
what's
what's
up,
up,
Sage?
guys?
Oh, good to see you. We thought we were getting Ben Askren first before you, so we were just preparing
yeah?
to interview Ben. Yeah, but we'll go with Sage. Yeah, how are you
Me and
doing,
Ben
man?
look virtually identical. No.
Yeah.
Virtually identical.
Hey, do y'all
Oh,
want
yeah.
my phone sideways or do you want it vertical?
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
What's
this
better
one.
for
It,
y'all?
yeah, it doesn't matter with this one.
All right, cool. Might go this way. All right, cool.
All right, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Did I
So you're
get-
back home?
Yeah, back home. Yeah, I was in Singapore for about 10 days, filming The Apprentice, and then now I'm back.
What was your role
What?
over there on The Apprentice? We got to get deep into that.
Man, I want to get deep into it. They said I can't really say much because I can't release anything. I can't spoil anything. They were pretty hardcore about me not giving away anything. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
but I could say Brandon Vera was there with me. I think Ben Askren was getting into Singapore right as I was leaving. I know Mighty Mouse is coming after. Right before me was GSP and Enzo Gracie. So that's pretty cool.
Who did you get to work with directly, though? Could you tell us that?
Oh yeah, I got to work with Brandon
Okay.
Vera, the champ. Yeah, he's cool.
Mhm.
He's super cool. Yeah, I don't know if y'all have interviewed him or not, but he's really funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Brandon fighting again soon? Because he's been out for a while. Did he tell you he's got a fight lined up?
No, he didn't say exactly a date. I know it's been kind of weird because here in the U.S., like there's been, especially California, it's been like lockdowns after lockdowns and the gym's being shut down and stuff. So like for him, he's a heavyweight. I know it's hard for him to find training partners along with like a lot of other guys. So hopefully soon, probably the beginning of the year.
What about you, Sage? When are you fighting? It's been a while, right? How's the, you got the all clear yet after that injury or what?
Yeah, I've been healing up, getting better. Been getting scans. Just waiting to get completely good. I just want to make sure everything's set, but looking to fight the beginning of the year. So I know all this COVID stuff's been really weird. One's opened back up, so that's really nice. I got to just travel for the Apprentice to Singapore, so that was really cool knowing you can travel. It was unfortunate that you're quarantined the whole time you're there, unless I had filming. But yeah, so beginning of the year, that's what I'm shooting for.
We got someone saying here, you look swole, 190 pounds.
Thanks.
I mean, so you're planning to go to featherweight though, right? So I mean, what's that been like transitioning to the new weight class? 2 weight classes down, I think, from your one championship debut at welterweight.
Yeah, my one championship debut was at 185, so that's such a big weight class. For my frame and my body structure, I'm too young for that weight class at the moment. I was drinking several gallons of water, a couple gallons of water, and still underneath the weight. So yeah, so for that, that wasn't my right weight class. But going back down, I think it's gonna be great for me. Recently, I've just been staying in shape. I mean, with all the lockdown stuff and since COVID happened, I've been hitting the weights hard, the fitness hard. So yeah, I've been staying in shape as much as possible. And now the gyms are opening back up. Of course, I'm gonna be training crazy amount of MMA and getting ready for a fight. So it's gonna be good.
Have you got any idea of who you want to fight? Is there a name in that division? Maybe you want to make a statement or what? Someone outside the top 5 inside? I don't know. How are you planning this? You're going to start slow, try and build your way up in there?
Yeah. So it's been, like you said, it's been about a year since my injury, just been healing up and stuff. So yeah, I want to come back, have a fight first, then work my way up. And obviously I still have the same mentality to be the champ. I believe I'm going to be the champ because now more than ever, I'm like, man, I'm going to be training harder than ever and improving little things here and there. So no one in mind at the moment. I'm just going to see what one championship says and take the first fight, one fight at a time.
Stylistically, you match up very well against some of the top guys in that division, some of the top 5 guys in the division, especially the champion. He's a dynamic striker. You also a dynamic striker. Martin Nguyen, dynamic striker. Yourself a dynamic striker. So building yourself up would be great, but I feel like a lot of people want to, because who you are, they want to throw you in with the Lions.
Right. No, it's gonna happen. Don't worry. Are you kidding me? Man, I'll be so excited. Yeah, I agree with you too. I think stylistically, like you're saying, the top guys, it's gonna be super exciting fight. So I can't wait for that to happen. It's gonna be super exciting for sure. And I think when you have 2 two guys that are super skilled or similar skill set or whatever it is, brings out the best in them. So in the future, that's going to be great for sure.
We had a fan here, Tristan, asking if you want to fight Tan Lee, the new champ. You're happy to take on all comers or what?
Oh, I've never been a person to turn down any fighter. I've always talked about with my coaches, and then obviously the organization that I fight for and stuff to see what they have in mind. But obviously, I mean, he's now the champ. Tan Lee is. He just fought Martin Nguyen, as you're talking about. Obviously, I like to get back out there, have a fight first, and work my way up. I mean, that's my plan, and then fight him in the future.
With that fight, with Tan Lee and Martin Nguyen, were you in Singapore when that fight was happening?
No, actually, I missed it. I was in Singapore maybe like a week later.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to Singapore about 10 days ago, 10, 11, 12 days ago. So, no, I missed that one.
But did you watched it though? So what did you think about that final exchange? That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it sure was, man. They're both super skilled. Like you were saying, Martin Nguyen too. He's known for having powerful right hand and striking. So, yeah, that was great performance by both of them. But Tan Lee, that was awesome. He's now the champ.
Someone here asking, how are you going to get down without the dehydration? How are you going to cut all the weight? Are you going to start like a process? How long will that take to make the featherweight safely? Because one, you have to pass the hydration tests, obviously.
Oh, that's nothing for me. Making the weight, because I mean, I always eat super clean. If you're around me or you see the stuff I post, I'm always eating like super clean trifecta foods, clean as it gets. I eat like a ridiculous amount of food all the time. But as your training increases and as your cardio increases, as you get closer to a fight, everything starts to slim down because you're burning so many calories and you're training so much in a day. So it's like for me, I might train 2 or 3 practices every single day, getting closer to the fight. And that's like an hour and a half in the morning, hour and a half, 2 hours a night, and then like an hour in between. So that much training, you naturally just slim down. There's not really any weight cutting. It's just part of the process.
Is your metabolism at such a high rate that's why you have to eat so much? Because if you don't eat, it's just you're gonna lose too much.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I mean, you also want to try to maintain your strength and stuff, so that way you have punching power, all the strength that comes with grappling, defense, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, metabolism gets going so fast. That's how it is with a lot of fighters, especially me. I guess my genetics and everything, and the amount of cardio that I do and stuff, it's always going super fast. So yeah, you burn a lot of calories. If I had to say, I probably eat like when I'm training super hard coming up for fights, unless I'm cutting back my food, I probably eat like, I can't even tell you how many pounds of food. Like each meal, if I weigh it, it's probably like 2+ pounds each meal I eat. And that's not including any water or anything. It's like, yeah, so it's a lot of food. And then sometimes I eat 4 or 5 times a day. So that's that's pretty much like 8-10 pounds of food. It's a lot.
Have you ever thought about, making an instructional for like how to build the sage body?
Actually, yeah, I've thought about it. I've had a lot of people message me on Instagram and social media and stuff saying, hey, Sage, you should release like a book or like different things about like everything. Like I've been through a lot of experiences, like maintain my weight, trying to maintain muscle while you're doing cardio, like how to stay riv, like keeping your abs. There's so many different things that like depends on the food you eat, and like your body's made in the kitchen, but also being consistent with your training. So yeah, I've thought about it. I think I'll probably do that in the future sometime. It'd be a good idea.
We talk about food stage. So we got another fan question, just asking if you missed some Texas brisket.
You know it. Definitely. Hey, I was in Texas recently. Oh man, yeah, I was eating some brisket. My family's got a grill outside. They were grilling up all sorts of food. So yeah, Texas brisket's one of the best.
Do you have the biscuits too? Or, I mean the
biscuits with the biscuits.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Gotta get those carbs.
I missed that too. Tex-Mex. If we talk about Texas, Tex-Mex. Come on, you can't beat Tex-Mex.
Right? No way.
How much do you weigh now? We got another question here from Migs asking you. Yeah, what are you at the moment?
I don't know. I wish I had a scale on here. Yeah. I'll hop on the scale right now for you, but I don't know actually how much I weigh right now. I got back from Singapore and I was eating a lot of food and obviously different culture food and stuff, but always eat super clean. So one of my favorite things in Singapore I ate was barramundi fish. I think it's called the Asian sea bass. It was super good. It was like probably one of my favorite fishes I had. It was so soft, like you can cut it with a spoon, it just falls apart. But yeah, I don't know how much wear it now.
So have you been going over to the training what is it, training lab with your sister? Have you been training over there?
Oh, I went over there a couple times with her. Just kind of trained with her and her husband Raymond Daniels, my new brother. So just hanging out with them both, getting some training in. But I'll be traveling up here probably here in the next week or so to go train at Team Alpha Male. So yeah, I'm excited for that. It's gonna be really awesome. Sacramento. When I was in Singapore, I got a little bit of training in Evolve in Singapore, so that was really cool. While I was there for 10 days, the first like 2 days I was in Singapore, they had me quarantine in the hotel, obviously making sure that your tests come back negative for COVID and check your temperature and stuff. But that was fun at Evolve too.
Who did you train with over at Evolve? Or were you working with the Muay Thai coaches? What were you doing?
Yeah, I mostly got some working by myself just because of the restrictions with the Singaporean government. Yeah, having to kind of be social distance and stuff. But no, I would have loved to jump into classes and stuff with the guys, but next time.
You must be excited to get actually back to Team Alpha Male. Man, they're on an incredible run right now with some of the fighters. You know, Corey McKenna, she's a big prospect coming up to a young girl. You know, I spoke with her before her last fight. You know, what is the plan up there? Who are you going to work with, and what are you going to focus on?
Yeah, Corey, first off, Corey's going to keep getting better. I know Corey because she was at the gym before actually my last fight. And yeah, she's great. She's always constantly improving and learning so fast. So that's really cool. She's really young too. I think don't get me wrong, I think she's 21, I believe.
She's the youngest fighter in the UFC.
She is, right? That's what I thought. Yeah. So that's awesome. Especially her last fight, her fight she just had I think it was just the other day. I watched it. Yeah, she did great. She won that and that was good. Yeah, so when I get to Team Alpha Male, I mean, I'm obviously practicing everything, but I've watched my fights, all my fights actually, especially my last fight, over and over and over, like picking out little things here and there to try to improve on over the past year. So going to be improving on several things, making myself better as fast as possible, and going to be working so much, a wide variety of stuff.
We had more fan comments and questions. One just asking, Sage, do you always have this much energy, or are you just coming off a workout or something?
Actually, I was about to go work out, so I always do have a lot of energy. But speaking of that, I do get pretty pumped. I don't know if you ever take beetroot powder, but it gets your blood flowing. There's a product by a brand called Redcon that I like. I take it. It's called Big Noise. It has no stimulants, because if I had stimulants, I'd be doing like backflips off the ceiling. Seriously. So yeah, I take the no stimulant Big Noise, but no, right now I just natural energy, just feeling good. And
Alex is asking when your next fight is. I think you said you're hoping next year sometime, right?
Yes, yeah, shooting for the beginning of the year sometime, probably the first quarter of the year. Gonna get a fight in, and obviously when I have my fight, I'm a person who likes to fight a lot, so have that fight, do my best. Hopefully my training pays off and everything, and I could have several more fights that year too.
And what about Colby? Yeah, sorry, your sister, does she have any fights coming up? Asks Lepido Light 2009.
Oh, you know it. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Colby's going to have more fights coming up. Hopefully she fights soon too. I know the COVID stuff shut everything down, shut her gym down for a while out here in California, and then shut the travel down where no one could travel to Singapore for a while with Singapore's lockdown and stuff. So, and the US lockdown. But yeah, something that's really cool is I'm looking forward to it. So is Colby. Us fighting on the same card in the future. That's going to be sick, because when me and Colby fight on the same card, we get like extra pumped. So like a lot of my fights before the UFC and stuff before were on the same card with Colby, and we would get crazy pumped. So yeah, it'd be super cool to watch for sure.
Oh, now I wanted to turn to something else. With you, you know, a fan was saying that you have so much energy and you're so upbeat. What's a pet peeve? You gotta give us something. You know, what is your pet peeve? Like what bothers you? Like when you're driving, you know, maybe in the gym, something bothers you. Anything?
Man, let me see. I mean, speaking of driving, right now I'm in LA, so I mean, there's a lot of crazy traffic and stuff, but that doesn't really ever bother me. I'm like, people honk all the time and stuff, and that doesn't really bother me too much. I'm trying to think of a pet peeve that really bothers me. Man, it's hard to think of. I mean, I guess when sometimes people are like struggling or something maybe, and actually I don't even know people. I mean that bothers me. Someone's struggling. I don't like seeing anybody struggle, but unless it's someone that I'm fighting, obviously I want to beat them. but just when I'm fighting them, you know. But man, I gotta think about that. I know one thing I don't like if I'm doing it myself is if you ever start like complaining about something and you're like, man, why am I complaining about something? Because like you got to realize the things that you have and the things that you have going on. Because like we were actually talking about that in Singapore, like people going through struggles and different things, especially like COVID. But like there's different things. Like even though maybe something bad's happening in a certain aspect of your life, you can look at the good thing. Maybe you're spending more time with your family or your husband or wife, or I don't know. So I can't really think of a pet peeve, but for myself, if I start complaining about something ever, I'm like, man, I need to stop complaining about this because I need to be thankful for this and this and this, you know? Always try to be thankful for what I can.
Maybe people that are entitled, when you see people that feel like they deserve things, maybe is that a pet peeve?
No, I wouldn't say that. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to think about it.
All right. We'll ask you again. We'll get you back on and we'll ask you again.
Sometimes if I'm chewing really loud, I hear myself chewing. I'm like, man, I need to stop chewing so loud.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, definitely. I'll answer that later.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Obviously, Sage, you're a very positive, bubbly guy. But you got a question here, Tristan, saying, do you change when you enter that cage? Are you just as happy when you're inside it? You develop a bit of a mean streak, something like that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you have to there's got to be a switch that clicks. I mean, walking out there, you're already supposed to be focused, but when you get in there, then like your focus has to be like a laser focus. Be ready for everything. So yeah, you got to flip that switch. I mean, right now, like me standing here, if someone came inside this house right now or was trying to like take me out or like hurt me or something and I had to defend myself, I mean, instantly that switch flips. I mean, you're going to like defend yourself, you know? So same thing when you walk in there. I mean, it's a sport, but that's what you train for, to be able to flip that switch like that and change it from there to like now you're fighting, you know?
And Chris is asking, can we see the Lees against the Northcutts in submission grappling 2v2?
That'd be fun. That'd be really fun. I mean, I'd be down for that. That'd be awesome. I love grappling.
That would have been good for The Apprentice.
Right? That would have been super cool. Man, that would have been awesome. Yeah, no, I'm not opposed to that. I was actually talking about grappling matches and stuff. Oh, man, grappling's so cool.
Rocker Cat asks, Sage, what are you looking forward to in married life?
Oh, yeah, congratulations on the engagement.
Man, thanks so much. Appreciate it, guys. Yeah, I'm excited. We're both excited. My fiance Amanda is like super cool. I don't know if you guys see anything that she does, but she's an actress. She's on This Is Us. She was on a show called The Fosters.
I love This Is Us. That's like one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, she was just filming recently. She plays a flashback of Sophie. Sophie's the one dating the older Kevin. She plays the younger Sophie. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, she's a flashback for that. And then she has voiceovers for all these shows you can imagine, like Amphibia, the ones on Netflix, Trolls. She's got like different anime ones, like super cool ones. So she's amazing. What I'm looking forward to the most, just getting to spend so much time with her. She's got a great personality, super funny. We're always making each other laugh. And then her family too is all really cool. So I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Paul asking you, Sage, will you eventually go back to welterweight?
Welterweight meaning, because I know the weight class are different, meaning probably
I guess
170, right? Because I know my last fight was 185. I could see me going back to 185 way in the future, like being like 30 years old in my prime or something. Of course, you know, but yeah. So I can see myself fighting either at 155 or 170 pounds. Those two right now. Either one of those would be great for me. 185 at the moment, not happening at the moment, but those two would be good.
This is a comment from Alex Sage's Son Goku in human form. Awesome. Waiting for your next fight. Is that a reference to something I don't understand? Goku, is it?
Hey, Goku. Yeah. It might be the hair, maybe. If I had a little bit longer and it was glowing.
I'm pretty bad
thought about switching up the hair, maybe growing it long and getting the tongue po or something, Man,
I thought about it. Kind of change up a little bit, making it more messy and stuff. So spiking it straight up, get a little more style going. But yeah, no, I like. Okay, so like I was watching a show recently, thinking about like a walkout. Speaking of hair, thinking about a walkout for my next fight. You know, one championships they can dress up. They got the fireworks. You can do whatever you want. I was watching something, a Naruto show, and they got the Sage mode. I was like, wait a minute, Sage. I was like, Sage mode. That's when he's like crazy, like he's got all this energy and stuff. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for my next fight walking out, but he's already got similar hair to me. So we'll see what happens for my walkout entrance.
You might have to parachute down from the roof or something.
Be like,
Something special.
wear like a squirrel suit, like squirrel eyes. That'd be cool.
You also
Yeah.
was doing some acting, right? I thought I saw something about a movie that you
Yes.
did.
Yeah, so I did. Okay, so I filmed. We did a pilot for Street Fighter based off the video game. That was gonna get released to Netflix and start going, but I believe that they're waiting for the rights because I know the video game has the rights. I don't know how it works exactly, but they're waiting for the rights for that. So we'll see what happens with that. If not, hopefully they make a movie. I know they're talking about if it doesn't work out for making a show with the rights, then they can make a movie. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I got some headshots taken right before COVID happened. Literally, like right before the next COVID shutdown happened, it was like, get ready. And then they shut down all the acting in LA. So unfortunately, I haven't got to go out on any auditions whatsoever. But when things open back up, I love to go out on auditions for action movies, like different TV shows, cool stuff like that.
So you're gonna play Guile?
Actually, so for the what's it called? For Street Fighter, I was actually playing Ken Masters.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That fits
yeah,
too.
Ken
That fits
Masters.
too.
So,
I can see you
go
playing
back.
either one though. I can see you Guile or Ken Masters.
right, I can see Guile too. Yep.
Yeah. I hope it
Great.
works out for you. I think that would be fun to see, especially on Netflix.
That'd be really cool, right?
Yeah.
If not, then some movies in the future. Definitely want to do that. For sure.
Sage, I dressed up as Ken Masters for Halloween as well.
Wait, did you really?
I'm gonna get you to judge my costume here. I'll
Alright.
Put up a picture.
Oh yeah, you gotta show me. I'm gonna judge it. All right.
Sorry, mate.
That sounds cool.
I'm sure it wasn't as good as you would look as Ken. Here we go.
Maybe he could be your stunt double.
right?
Yeah.
All right, let's see this.
Can you see
Oh,
that?
wait a minute.
I'm on the
Hey,
right.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. You get the outfit.
And he's got the gloves. And he's got the
I
gloves.
got the one gloves. Yeah.
Nice.
Kind of like Fat Ken. I'm sure you do it much better, man.
Oh man, you're funny.
He's the SNL. He's the SNL version of you. You play Ken.
That's funny. Hey, that's a cool costume.
Yeah, man. It was okay. I need to get in shape like you. Yeah.
Man, thanks.
Damn, man. How do you do it? Is it like 5 workouts a day or what?
Man, it's being consistent. That's the big thing. But being consistent with your diet too. Like that's the main thing. Eating clean, because things add up. Like what you cook with. I mean, like if you're cooking with like olive oil, cooking with coconut oil, cooking with vegetable oil or Crisco, I don't know what it is. That all that stuff adds up for sure. So that's just extra calories, extra fat, different things. When you mix sodium with it, like binds in your body or protein synthesis, so many different things, like how your body metabolizes stuff or like the food you mix. So yeah, I would say the main thing for diet, I mean, your body is how it's made in the kitchen, but obviously you got to work out. I mean, doesn't matter what kind of genetics you have to work out and put in the work for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you return next year, man. It seems like we've been waiting for like, I don't even know how many years. It just feels, this year felt like 5 years, to be honest.
I
with
know,
you,
man.
with everything that was going on.
It was like
So,
forever to me.
yeah, so it's good that you have kept busy with getting your
Definitely.
getting your health back to normal, getting it to 100%, and staying in shape and keeping busy with like the acting and stuff as much as you can. So when you get back to Team Alpha Male, man, it's gonna hit the ground running. That's what it is, right?
You know it for sure. Training nonstop, definitely. Yeah, I'm excited to come back. Yeah, since my last fight, like you have those times when you just realize you're like, man, you got to like, I don't know, like sometimes when you're, I don't know how to put it, I'm trying to think of the right words, but like when you're going at something for so long or a certain amount of time, you just kind of get used to going like with what's working and what's going with the flow instead of intelligently like thinking about different things and that kind of like you're going with your natural muscle memory, I guess, if that makes sense. So like now just like thinking about everything, going through my fights and all sorts of stuff, and watching other fighters and stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to improve this. I have so many things I want to work on. So just over time, I think you're gonna see me improve quite a bit.
Are you still looking to do to go after the Muay Thai and the kickboxing belts in one as well? You talked about being, 3-sport competitor when you signed up. Is that still on the radar? Asks Paul.
Oh yeah, absolutely. First fight back, I want to be MMA, but then absolutely after that, I plan on doing all that for sure. I mean, that's what's great about one championship. You can. So I definitely want to go for it. I grew up striking background, so I think it'd be great.
Still, a lot of people are interested in asking you food questions. John KL asking, do you use spices? Are you into spices in the food? We should get the Sage cookbook, I think.
Right? Hey, you know what I should do? You know who's actually a friend of mine on Instagram? Seems like a super cool guy. Is Gordon Ramsay. One day I should use some of Gordon Ramsay. I'm gonna send him a message because, man, he could probably teach me some cool cooking stuff. But how to spice my food stuff on the show, or I don't know. But yeah, no. I do use some spices sometimes. It depends what I'm doing. Depends for sure. But if you have any good spice ideas, you got to shoot them my way for sure.
Do you watch Gordon Ramsay's reaction videos where people send like videos of their food that they cooked and then he reacts to them? Have you seen those?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen
They're
them.
hilarious.
Yes. Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, you should do that. You should start just sending him videos of your meals.
I'm just gonna make some stuff and send to him. He's gonna be like, "It's all wrong, Sage. What are you doing? Come on."
All right, we'll make this the last food question. Sorry. What's your go-to lazy meal?
Go-to lazy meal.
Or like cheat meal, yeah, whatever.
Okay, so I mean, if I'm being lazy, I'm probably gonna pick up. Actually, I don't even know. Okay, my favorite meal ever, but it's not really like a lazy meal, I guess, because you got to go out to get it. I mean, I guess you could order it in, but always tastes better when you go out. Sushi. That's my favorite food. Like, I could eat like a bazillion pieces of sushi. I'll go with my family and we'll have contests to see who can eat the most pieces. I'll break like 50, 55-ish is the amount of pieces I'll eat, individual pieces. So it's pretty big too. So sushi's my favorite meal. Lazy meal though, probably just drinking egg whites. I don't even know if that counts as a meal. Just throw some egg whites in, just chug them. I don't even probably like 10 egg whites, but does that even count though if you don't cook it? It's just raw. I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta cook it. Come on, you gotta
cook it, right?
Yeah, you gotta cook the eggs.
Cooking
I
with
think
Sage.
people are obsessed with the food stuff is because that video that came out. I think it was on the Embedded when you were out there helping Woodley.
Yes.
His camp, and then he put the salt on the chicken.
Oh man, I was like, okay, behind the scenes, I was like, man, what are you doing? Like, why are you putting that much? He goes, oh, you don't even know, Sage. He like flips it over and salts the other side. I was like, are you kidding me? This is crazy. Anyways, I tell you what, that salt makes you sweat though. Me and him will go running for miles and miles outside. Like even in the snow, you can ask him. One time it was like sleeting and then also started snowing hardcore. We were in Milwaukee, I think. And like literally we're outside running in the snow and like a tank top and like shorts or whatever, and it's snowing up underneath our face. And I'm still sweating. I'm like, man, this salt is getting me. So, but yeah, sweat's good for you. It cools you down. So if you need to be cooled down.
What have you talked to him? You know, he's in a somewhat of a slump, you know, in his career right now, even though he's fighting the top guys in the world, but in a slump. Have you spoke with him recently and chatted with him?
No, I haven't recently. No. No, I mean, yeah, like you say, he's fighting the top guys. Man, it's tough when you're going against the top guys, especially Willie have been the champion for all those fights and stuff. And you have all those guys that are hungry coming up trying to get him, you know. All the top guys are really good, so that's tough. But yeah, hopefully he comes back soon and even stronger.
There's a lot of people screaming for him to retire, you know. I think like that's something that fans, they're really premature about, you know. Do you see that? Because I'm pretty sure people probably said that to you when you got injured in your last fight. They're like, oh, he should retire, right? There was some talk about that.
That's just one fight. I mean, obviously it's an injury. You want to heal up completely and make sure you're good. But man, my last 3 fights before that, I had won all the last 3 fights, 3-fight win streak. My last fight in the UFC was at 170. I went up from 155 and I won by knockout. I fought the guy Zach Otto that was, I believe he was a black belt jiu-jitsu and owned his own school too. So Very talented guy, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm doing great. My one fight, I went up to 185. Obviously, a mistake. Just some things going into the fight too. I'm not making any excuses, but yeah. So that was just one fight. That doesn't determine who I am or my previous fights or anything. That's only one fight. I'm so young. Are you kidding me? I feel like I'm like turning into Wolverine. I got metal healing up fast. Yeah. So yep.
All right. Well, Sage, we got Ben Askren's just joined in, so we gotta bring him in and say thank you very much to you, Sage. We appreciate you joining us on the show. It's been great to catch up with you.
Yeah, man. Always
Oh
good
yeah,
catching
thanks
up.
guys. Hey, try to get some info out of Ben. I know he's in Singapore right now.
Yeah. We'll push Ben.
I know he's not
Cheers,
gonna give me
Sage.
anything though, but good luck.
Well, we can't wait to see you back in the ring soon, man. Hope
Cool.
the recovery goes well, and yeah, it's going to be great when you're back in there.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be good.
Cheers,
All right,
dude.
all right. Thanks for the time.
See you
Appreciate
later.
it.
Bye.
Right, see you later.
All right, that was Sage. We're jumping straight in with the funky one, Ben Askren. Ben, can you hear us?
God, can you center me? Should I center myself? I can hear you guys. I'm good.
Whatever you'd like to do. Oh, awesome. Yeah. Sorry for making you wait there. We're just finishing up with Sage Northcutt.
No, it's all good. Sage is a super nice guy. Are we live right now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, we're live. Yeah.
All right.
We go from one model to another model. When did you start your modeling career?
Oh man, I never wanted to get into modeling, but my good looks have been serving me my entire life.
Definitely. We now talk about the Apprentice, man. What can you tell us? Because Sage, he's pretty tight-lipped with what's going on.
Yeah, well, yeah, they told me not to tell you anything, except that I'm here. I filmed some stuff, and I had a good time. I did some stuff with Brandon Vera.
Well, Brandon Vera's been busy.
Yeah, he was working with Sage as well, I think.
Yeah, because he was here when Sage was here also.
How long are you out there for in Singapore? When do you fly back to the States?
This is my last day. I fly at 2 a.m. Okay. So yeah, I was here for. I got lost. I was quarantined. I lost track of all time. I just was in my room pretty much for a while.
Is the jet lag killing you?
It's not that bad because my schedule hasn't been that crazy. So that means I can do stuff when I want to do stuff. So when I get tired, I just go to sleep. And then it's not like I want to permanently adjust to this time zone anyways. So it's kind of one of those things where, hey, if I'm tired, I sleep. And if I need to be awake, I'll be awake. And then whenever I need to sleep, I sleep.
Have you got any updates on when this show's coming out? The information is kind of shrouded in secrecy. Anything you can tell us, or have they sworn you to secrecy as well?
Well, you know what? I didn't even ask that question. I figured it wasn't my business. So when they put it out, they put it out. I don't know when it is.
What has it been cool to be back around the world of one championship? You were traded, you retired, as the champ, and then you were traded to UFC, and now you've retired from mixed martial arts altogether. But you're back in the world of one. Did you catch up? I presume with Chatri, and just what's it like being back around all these people you used to work with and alongside?
Well, I haven't. So obviously, at the filming set wasn't like a whole bunch of one championship people that I knew or recognized. I guess just Dom Lau was involved. I knew him. And then besides that, I was at Evolve for a little bit, so it's nice seeing some of them. But yeah, it's been, you guys know the quarantine for foreigners in Singapore is pretty strict, so I have not, it's not like I've been out and about. I can see it off my window, though. It looks nice out my window.
Show us,
but I haven't got to fully experience it.
Can we see the view?
Oh, you want to see out my window? Okay.
Nice.
Let's see. It's pretty, yeah. So there's that. Let's see. Can you see? Yeah.
Which hotel is it?
Oh man, I'm probably not supposed to tell you that or some shit.
Really? I can't.
It's supposed to be a secret.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Keep it secret. Okay. Sorry, John. I've just been barraging Ben with questions. I'm sure you got a bunch as well.
Did you get to work with GSP out there? I believe he was there too, right?
Yeah, I did not. I came in after he was. I think he was here last week, maybe. And I came in after.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So it's interesting though. He seems to be doing quite a few things with one championship. I think him and Chatri might have hit it off or something. I'm not sure exactly what the deal is.
All right.
We
With
got
with what you're doing right back at home, can you give us an update
Mm-hmm.
with your academy and who you've been working with and what fighters that have been coming through?
Yeah, well, I don't really coach any MMA fighting. It's really just primarily wrestling. I've been helping Macy Barber a little bit, and then I have a few other fighters who help coach at a wrestling academy. My brother and I have 5 wrestling academies, so we're just really busy with that. And then I've been doing a handful of media stuff also. I have 3 different podcasts: one MMA, one cryptocurrency, and one about wrestling.
Oh, that reminds me.
Uh-oh.
Someone was saying that you are worth $28 million. Can we get some verification on that?
That is not true.
Okay.
Maybe someday, not today.
Okay.
I don't know who the hell would know my net worth.
I don't know. I just heard someone
it
sent a
was
message
in the
saying that
comments
you're
earlier. Yeah.
yeah. And I'm like,
No, $28 million. That would not be true. That would be really nice, maybe someday, but not today.
Tristan here is asking, Ben, do you just buy and hold Bitcoin and sell off occasionally? How do you invest in Bitcoin?
Yeah, so I have not sold anything yet. I am a long-term holder, but it's kind of cyclical. So the last time I probably should have sold some nearer to the top, and then bought some more when it went down. So this time, when it gets close to the top, maybe in about probably a year or so, I'll probably consider selling a bit. But the thing about it is, and why it clicked with me so much is it just it spoke to me. I believe in it. I believe it's a separation from the current financial system, which is not great for everyday people. It's great for the bankers, and they kind of run everything. And buying and owning and holding Bitcoin kind of separates you from the system.
if you were earning, let's say, anywhere between $2,000 to $3,000 a month, your recommendation of what percentage of that would you invest in Bitcoin a month?
Well, obviously, I don't know. Everyone's got their own bills and their rent and everything else. Most people, and this is whether it's cryptocurrency or regular just stocks or assets, bonds, whatever you want to buy, but they do something called dollar cost averaging, where it's like, hey, I'm going to put in $100 a week or something, and every Friday I'm going to buy $100, and that's it. I'm not trying to time anything. I don't think I'm smarter than the market. I'm just going to invest a little bit, every Friday, every Monday, whatever it is.
There's Bitcoin, but there's also other types of currency, right? So what are the hot ones? What are the hot ones that you like?
Well, so the ones who claim to be just a currency, there's not very many of those that are reputable. Bitcoin is kind of the king there by a long shot. But the digital tokenized economy has opened up like a lot of really, really interesting use cases for things. So I'm not here to make financial recommendations, but I would just say to people, keep an open mind, do your own research. There's tons of good books, tons of good podcasts, and that's like anything, right? If you wanted to invest in the stock market, well, I wouldn't suggest you buy the first thing you see. I would suggest that you go do some research, spend some time, and then invest in something you truly believe in.
I think most people, they don't do any research and they just throw some money in
Yes, that's
there.
the problem.
That's why I'm asking you all the questions.
Yeah.
Do the
one more.
research. Everyone's got to do their own research.
Well, Rocker Cat is asking you, Ben, do you miss the spotlight of fighting in the cage, the octagon, the circle, whatever you want to call it?
I don't miss like the fame part of it. I would say my favorite part, and the part that I do miss, and I would say like, hey, if I could wake up every morning and do this, I would do it, would be that walk to the cage. Now, a lot of people find themselves to be very nervous, and they don't enjoy that part. They think it's anxiety inducing, but for me, that was always like my reward. And this is whether I was wrestling when I was younger or fighting. Like, this is my reward. I worked really hard to be able to come out here and perform. And so for me, I love that part of it. I love that. Like, they come to the back room, they say, let's freaking go. You walk out, you walk in front of the crowd, everyone's yelling, and it's like, okay, this is my time to shine. I've been putting in so much work, and I'm so excited to show everyone the work that I've been putting in. So for me, that was always like the reward. I always loved it. That's probably the part that I missed the most. And just like with anything, there's certain parts of MMA I don't miss at all, right? I don't miss one bit. And there's certain things I because that thing I was talking about, you can't really replicate that. So I miss that thing quite a bit. Yeah, so there's obviously some things I don't miss at all, some things I do miss, and that would be the biggest one.
Primus Reborn was just asking, what did you make of Woodley's recent loss or losses? I guess he's lost a few back to back now. Yeah, what have you made of the fall of Tyron Woodley?
Yeah, it stinks obviously that I'd rather him not lose. But when he has lost, he's lost to the champion, the number 1 and the number 2 ranked guys. So it's not like he's dropped down and lost to a number 10 ranked guy. That's not what's happened. So hopefully, he can maybe move down a few notches in competition, get his groove back, and then find his way back to the top of the division.
What do you make of the division at the moment? Since you've gone, it's kind of flipped on its head again, hasn't it? Who do you kind of really see as the next top challenger now that you're out of there?
Gilbert Burns was supposed to get a title shot a while back. And now it seems like that's fell off the face of the earth. Like, no one's talking about that. Like, when's the last time you heard someone talking about when's Marty versus Gilbert going to happen? And the answer is probably never. Is that happening? Am I crazy? It's not happening, right?
I heard that they're delaying it until February, and then they don't know exactly why they're delaying it until February, because the only title fight that's scheduled is Peter Yan versus Aljamain Sterling. No other title fight is scheduled for the rest of the year. And what do you think is the reason behind that? Because I'm thinking that they're waiting for the Khamzat versus Leon fight and seeing what happens there.
They would skip Gilbert. Nah, you can't. I don't feel like you can skip Gilbert at this point. He's maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like he's won about 5 or 6 in a row.
Yeah.
So I don't really think you can skip Gilbert. I don't think it's the right move, but you never know. Somehow Chimaev was talking about earlier today with somebody. Chimaev has just gotten this incredible push, and it's like you don't really know what makes a superstar, but there's something about him that is superstar. People freaking love him. He's just like freaking came out of the scene and went right to the top. It feels like. So I don't think it's skip Gilbert, but to your point, until you asked me about that, I haven't thought about it because I don't really care. I have no idea why that fight is not happening. And to your other point is, Marty didn't fight. He hasn't fought since July, and I want to say Gilbert was like May, maybe, or somewhere in there. And so the fact that they're taking so long between fights, that's probably not a good thing.
Who you got on Leon v. Chimaev then? Do you think Leon Edwards can stop this guy?
Yeah, it's interesting because Leon Edwards, obviously, I think he's won like 8 fights in a row in the welterweight division. Chimaev has won 3 fights in a row right now, all in very devastating fashion, but he hasn't faced a top 15 guy yet. And so you're taking a guy who's not faced the top 15, and then you're bumping him all the way up to a number 3, right? I think Leon's 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. So it is quite the jump. And obviously there's all this hype around him, so I think it's the right move by the UFC to put him in that spot. I guess we'll see how he does.
Do you see George and Colby next as the best for those 2 guys?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening there either. That's another one that it seems as though it should be obvious, right? Mm-hmm. I think George. I've said this before, and someone got mad at me, but I don't think George really wants it all that bad. They train together, so I think they probably have both have a pretty good picture of how that fight goes. So, sorry guys. When Colby's really pushing for it, and then nothing's happening, that's what that makes me think.
All right, I'll throw it back to John quickly.
Well, there's an interesting question right there. It says, who are the 3 best college wrestlers in the U.S. today? That's a really good question.
Currently?
Yes.
Oh my! Now I feel like I have to go to the ranking. Let's see. Who are the top 3 right now? I'm just trying to think. Now this is very quick. So Spencer Lee would be. I think Spencer Lee. He won the Hot Trophy last year, which is the best college wrestler. So I think that one is relatively indisputable. Second guy I probably put on my list is Yanni, who's a 141 pounder. He's won 2 national titles. He's very good. And who's going to be number 3 on my list? Man, number 3 is probably not as maybe Nick Suriano, Dayton Fix, someone to that effect.
As of late, there's been a lot of talk about goats. Goats for this division. Goats
Like the
for
ones
this
that eat
period.
grass or goat's milk or what?
The goats, the greatest of all time. And I feel like people get that like mixed in and try to mix it together with pound for pound, right? I feel like those are two different things.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks GOAT is pound for pound, and for you, at this point, do you feel like, or at this moment in MMA, in modern MMA, Khabib, he gets that title?
Yeah, I mean, when a lot of people were discussing that, obviously right after his fight, John Jones made a good argument as to why. And I actually put my input in. McGregor made a list. I don't remember. It was April, May, June, somewhere in there. And I made a list. And my argument would be that there's not a clear number 1. It's not like, oh my God, it's obviously this guy. I think there's a handful of guys who have a really good argument as to why they're the best, and depending on which thing you value more. So is it their peak, right? The best guys they beat? Is it their competition? Is it the longevity? Is it the undefeated record? And so there's a lot of things to consider in there, and obviously people have inherent biases, and some people value longevity over opponent difficulty, right? So I think I put Nunez, Jones, Cormier. With Dan's probably out since he lost to Stipe, who'd be more relevant if he beats Stipe. Anderson, George, Demetrius, and Khabib. Definitely not Conor, though. Conor is not in the conversation, in my opinion.
Would you consider PED use as something that ties in there when you rank guys?
Well, so that would be the argument as to why you would take John out. I mean, I think if you take the PED and all the off the I always say off the field, out of the cage stuff, John's number 1. There's really not any argument to that. That being said, all that stuff exists. All of those things happened, and so some people kind of throw that away and they say it doesn't matter, and they say John's the best ever, and some people say no, that freaking disqualifies him. And I would lean towards me. That takes a lot away from him. The fact that he has popped, and the fact that he's popped a couple times, always makes me think like, okay, well, if you got caught, how many other times were you using? Because it's not like you got caught 100% of the times you're using.
Do you feel like it's rampant right now, the use of PEDs? Because there's a lot of guys that have come out and said like there's guys gaming the system even with USADA.
Man, I am not a PED user, so I'm not educated on this topic. I would think that the USADA tests are really hard to beat. I'm not saying you can't do it, and there are obviously. So if you go to USADA's website, you can see who's tested positive. And I think I had this discussion with someone a minute back, and over the course of the last 18 months, there was like 1 or 2 wrestlers who had failed, and there's like 30 MMA fighters. So obviously people are trying to cheat. That's absolutely true, right? And that's why that many of them are getting caught. Significantly more in a sport like wrestling or other sports who are tested by USADA. So given that, yes, it's obvious some people are trying to cheat, but I don't really know how you'd beat it. Then again, I'm not a drug cheat, so maybe I'm missing out on the ways.
Ben, another question from one of the fans asking you, Bellator, UFC 1, which organization did you like the best?
That's a good question. Well, I would say that there were strengths and weaknesses to all of them. Bellator, kind of where I started my career with. And, the one thing that Bellator and One Championship have in common is that I started with both of them. I think I had my first fight in Bellator was Bellator 14, and now that I'm Bellator 200 and something. My first fight with One Championship was like One Championship 13. So I got to see both of these organizations kind of from their infancy to what they've grown to now. So that's really cool. I don't really keep in touch with anyone from Bellator, to this point. A lot of the people have kind of been rotated through. I do keep in touch with the guys who won championship. I had a great time here. I love traveling Singapore. I love traveling the world. And then the UFC, obviously, I had a really crazy year in 2019. I get along really well with Hunter Campbell, who's really high up, but like Dana, I still have no relationship with. So I would, I'd have to say I kind of enjoyed my time everywhere while I was there, but obviously the people who I have the closest relationship are people here with one championship.
And another fan asking if you could see yourself in the commentary booth someday in the future. I'd like to see it.
I don't think so. I did consider that for a little bit. It didn't really. I haven't really had any huge opportunities with that. But man, I enjoy podcasting so much more.
Mhm.
Just the structure of being in a commentary booth, I think I would really struggle with, and like being a podcast where it's like, if you get distracted and start talking about a book you're reading or a movie you're watching, that's what happens. That's fine. It's no big deal. You just go on with it, So I think the podcast realm suits me way more.
With that said, what are you watching? Are you a Netflix guy?
I was so I only watch one TV show at a time, and I actually I had a crypto podcast a couple hours ago, and I asked my co-host if he'd ever watched The Wire. I don't know. Have you guys watched it? Probably
of
not,
course,
right?
of course.
I wrote my
You
thesis
watched
on
it?
The Wire.
Yeah, I watched everything.
Stop! Are you guys Are you guys messing with me?
The Wire?
I watched The Wire, HBO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
wrote
what
my
was your
university.
thesis? I want to hear what
Yeah.
your thesis is about. Tell me your thesis.
It was something about circle theory, like everything just goes round and the same, nothing changes in the world of The Wire. It's kind of, oh man, it was like 10 years ago, more than that. I can't remember actually, but
yeah. So what?
It wasn't very good. No, I did get a good mark actually, but.
So what I think about it is what it does a really good job of, I feel like, is showing that wherever you are in life or your profession doesn't mean you're just like, because you're a cop you're good, or because you're a drug dealer you're bad, right? They show a lot of positives and negatives. So like you see, Jimmy McNulty, he's a shitbag in life sometimes, right? Or Stringer Bell, sometimes he does some really, really fantastic things. Sometimes he does some terrible things. And so you see like the pluses and minuses in it. And I think if you're intelligent, it makes you think a whole lot more critically about what everyone's going through in their own lives, right? You have more empathy for other people, and I think that's a really healthy thing to try to understand as many perspectives in life as possible.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite shows, if not my favorite. Glad you like it. We got someone else.
I'm actually. So this is funny because we're in Singapore, and I don't do drugs at all, never have. But in season 3 they do the free zone, and I enjoy a lot of libertarian theory, the government type, and a lot of libertarians say you should legalize drugs because who gains, right? The criminal organizations gain from the drug trade, and if you were able to eliminate that source of revenue, you would eliminate a lot of the criminal activity. Whether that's true or not, I think it's fascinating that they tried it in season 3, and I think they tried to kind of put it in a positive light. With that being said, obviously there were some negatives that went along with it, and now in America, I don't know if you pay attention, but pot has probably now been legalized in like 15 to 20 states. But in Oregon, they just recently legalized more hard drugs. So I think we're going to get to see a real trial of whether it actually works or not.
Yeah.
Should they do Amsterdam or something?
Amsterdam! Yeah, there we go. You know what you're talking about.
I was obsessed with that show.
All drugs are legal in Portugal? Yeah, I think in Portugal all
Is it
drugs
Portugal, right?
Yeah, I believe all drugs are legal. But you're right. In the U.S., Oregon is the first state to kind of legalize the I guess Class A or whatever drugs. See how that works out.
Yeah, I mean I know with Seattle and with San Francisco, I traveled there, mid 2005, 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there. And then went back about a decade later after they had legalized marijuana, and I could not believe the rise in the amount of like homelessness, vagrant-looking people around. And to that, so now you'd be like, well, it doesn't look that good here, but and the other one, everyone would congregate there because it's the only place it is legal, right? At that point in time, there was only like 3 or 4 places in America where it's legal. But they're decriminalized in Portugal. Dealing is still a hard no. Well, how can it be legal if no one can deal it?
Yeah.
I don't get it then.
How does Denver look, Ben? If that's what happened to San Francisco and Seattle, so Denver.
Denver had a few. I was actually there in July. They had a few like tent type encampment cities set up, and then Austin I think is legal also. So I think everyone who wants to smoke pot in Texas has moved to Austin because it is definitely illegal everywhere else in Texas.
And what about your favorite film? Someone was asking as well. We talked about The Wire. Favorite movie?
Well, yeah. Don't give me spoilers. I'm midway through the 4th season. There's 5 seasons.
Okay.
I'm not all the way done yet, so don't ruin it for me. Season 4 is a little down though because they killed off a lot of the really good characters from earlier, and now they're developing these new characters. My favorite film would be probably Happy Gilmore.
Oh, classic.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Classic.
Chatri, Dana, and Scott, who would you have a beer with, do business with, and talk fights with? I think that's like a shoot, marry, kill thing.
Shoot, marry, kill. It's fun. It's a fun game there. Let's see. Well, I don't drink. Let's see. So, talk business. I would actually say Chatri to all of these, but if I had to pick a different one, I'd probably talk business with Chatri because he's very intelligent there, and I enjoyed that. I'd probably talk fights with Dana because that's probably about the only thing we have in common. And I guess I'd have a beer with Scott, and who knows what we talk about.
Okay, a few more questions. John, I've been hogging it again. Go for it.
Ben, has there been any like country that you wanted to compete in? It just never, worked out for you?
Yeah. When I was over here, I would have really loved to fight in Tokyo, but that kind of happened way towards the end of my time. I actually might have done with one championship by the time they went to Tokyo. So that would have been cool because obviously, like, when I started watching fighting, Pride was a relatively large organization, so you always kind of heard about it and heard stories. I never fought there because I wasn't quite fighting yet. I was just watching it. So it would have been really cool. And the other one that was I was really pumped about, I lost so much money on this because I had a bunch of friends, and we rented a huge Airbnb in Bangkok, a huge Airbnb in Koh Samui, and I paid for them up front. And then the king passed away in Thailand, so they shut down all events. If you remember this was like 2016. Yeah, 2016, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a few years back.
So I was supposed to fight December of 2016, and the fight fell out. So that was highly unfortunate. So those two would have been a lot of fun.
Pride, like, well, who were you guys back then? Like, who were the ones that you were basically cheering for? You were fans of?
Yeah, obviously Fedor was a big one, and then a couple of the American, Kevin Randleman, Mark Coleman, some of the American wrestlers.
Do you rank Fedor as #1 heavyweight of all time, next to like a Stipe or Kane, or do you rank those guys much higher?
I don't think so. Yeah, Fedor lost quite a bit of steam by sticking around. He lost a lot of fights, and I would say even when he lost to, who did he lose to in 2010 maybe? Dan Henderson, Antonio Silva. I don't recall the third one. Verdum, right? There's 3 of them. He was still relatively young there. I want to say he was like 32 only. So it wasn't like, he was way older. So I think that kind of knocked him down a few pegs. So, yeah, at this point, I would probably say Stipe is the guy that you're going to say is the best of all time, in my opinion.
We got a little update on the Portugal drug scene. Apparently, possession you don't get charged for. And Portugal decriminalized it. It's not legal. Just so you know. There you go.
Got it. Hey guys, I got like 2 minutes left because I got to do another
Yeah.
interview at
For
1:30.
sure,
So
yeah.
give me your hardest question.
I'll throw it to John. Give one more for Ben.
All right. Who do you got? Break it down with Usman versus Gilbert Burns. That's the division you know well.
Oh man. I think I would probably go with Usman. I think he'll be able to get the takedowns. I know. Obviously, Gilbert Burns is a high level black belt, but I think Marty will probably be able to get the takedowns, and I don't really see too much of a discrepancy in the striking. Like I think they're about relatively the same level.
Do you think Usman will be able to become the greatest welterweight of all time with the skill set that he has?
God, I hope not.
All right, thanks, Ben.
Let's see. Let me answer the question for real. I would say he's going to have to pick up his volume. He's not going to become the greatest of all time by fighting. But he fought March of 2019. He didn't fight again until July of 2020, and now he doesn't have a fight on the calendar, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if he were to ever eclipse George, he's going to have to start kind of putting 2 and 3 a year together. Otherwise, it's unfathomable.
One last thing: should George come back?
I don't think so. I think he's happy.
Man,
Thank
Ben
you, Ben,
Askren.
man.
Yeah, we
Thank you for the
All right,
appreciate
see you
that.
guys.
That was super fun.
Have a good
Thank you,
day.
sir. You too, mate. Thank you so much. All right, the funky one, Ben Askren there. What can you say? That's 3 hours 41 minutes we've been on.
Yeah, man.
I haven't had breakfast.
I gotta
I'm
head
gonna
out.
eat.
We gotta
Yeah.
shut this down, man. Well, you're gonna go
Hey,
by
look.
yourself, but I gotta go. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and we'll be back next week, most likely with another live show with
Figure out our
another
next lineup. Yeah.
incredible lineup of fighters, and yeah, stay tuned. Make sure you smash that like button, share button, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week. Anything else you gotta say, Nick?
I guess Fight Companion Friday inside the Matrix 4. We'll be back with the gang all here. Maybe do a little preview before as well, me and Chris and Andy Whitelaw. Who knows? We'll let you know, everyone. And just thank you all for watching, asking questions. It's a shame Ben had to go. I was enjoying that. I was hoping to ask him a few more of these crazy things in the comments. Didn't get to do it all. I was going to ask him about Cameron Abasov as well. Forgot to. I get the feeling he's not even watching though. Sometimes Ben just seems to be in his own Ben world. Maybe. Do you think he watches one still?
I don't know, but I've seen him do a lot of interviews talking about the UFC because it's like everywhere in North America. So that's why I kind of have to focus the questions around that a little bit more. But
yeah, well, we got some good stuff from him. I enjoyed that. But yeah, we're out. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back. We'll let you know. I'm trying to make this a regular time slot. Did Tuesday work for you guys? Did it work for you, John? Tuesday morning?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah. Maybe a Monday. But Monday's my day off. So Tuesdays could work. Anyway, I'm rambling now.